Okay, so welcome to our next game of Pathfinder. We are up to session number 118, or Season 6, Episode 10. I think when I looked at how many episodes, it's the shortest season we've done so far. 17 is a number that's popped up twice. We've had 119, 120, and 135 session.
17's a prime number.
But hey, it's always interesting when you actually sit there and see just how many sessions people are doing. But hey, it will probably be similar into last season where 35 sessions for the level. But hey, we shall see how that goes. They may actually surprise me and rush through or just skip to the next season. Because that's always an option.
No.
Okay. At the table today, we have Peter.
Greetings! I'm playing Lord Willie One Kenobi, male monk from the dwarven city of Youngerhoff. Currently trying to negotiate the completion of at least half of a task that was set to me by a werewolf, effectively. And we will see how that may or may not progress in the future.
Next at the table today, we have Chris.
Hello, I am Doom Azulbar, a hobbit with a penchant for getting what you want delivered to where you want it delivered.
And so far, they haven't asked you to deliver anything.
No, business is slow.
Online today, we have Mark.
Hello, I'm playing Scar, the Orc Barbarian, 2IC of the party, and looking to get more involved this session. Been a bit quiet recently, so yeah.
Up next we have is Ross.
Yes, I play Andre, the Warface of Korvosa. Just currently stretching as recovering from this fur file. Yes, interesting. I would never expected this to happen.
Well, maybe it happened in your previous life once or twice.
I've been to those parties.
Next up is Josh, who I'm sure has happened to his character on more than one occasion.
Yes, indeed. Hi, I'm Josh. I play Harry Potter, the buffest wizard known to man, and sexually accepting of all.
Yeah, what's happening now, cats?
Well,
So how many cats are stuck to the wizard?
his family does have the entire thing of nude family portraits.
Right. So if he's got animal magnetism, does that mean he's covered in animals?
Right, possibly. And joining us soon will be Am when she's available. So, would anyone like to do the recap for last session?
Don't follow Jasper.
Yes, that's a mistake.
If I understand correctly, there is a theme running in that kind of section of the party, isn't there?
Can be like that, yes. Especially
Isn't it
when...
also watch where you step as well?
Yes.
And when you leave the GM to create some of your backstory, they will definitely have fun with them.
Yes.
My favourite player choice is Amnesia and no idea of who they were. Because after one or two sessions, I generally get them saying, please let me do my backstory. It's like, no, I'm happy to keep going.
I did what?
Yes, it sort of does keep continuing on, so at some point I'm sure Andre will have to tell you how he died. Because technically, he's a returned, not an actual person.
Okay.
A former living person?
Yes.
Well, he's not undead, and he's not considered the same as most living people. Because he's technically, his body is not his previous body.
Formerly.
It's a body built just for him to come back in.
So killing him would not be murder.
Yes. Yes, no.
I'll take the no.
Well, under the law of Magnemire in the region, killing him would not actually be murder, including in the eyes of Pharasma, because technically he's already died.
I can't imagine Pharasma would be happy if somebody did it, but...
Well, she'll just find someone else to send back and be her patsy.
Yep. Another meat pilot.
The thing is, I want to try to keep on Pharasma's good side at the moment, so removing one of her servants from this earth would be contra.
And it would mean that servant would be then telling Pharasma everything about the people who were involved in their death.
I'm sure he'd have nothing but good things to say about my character, even though I killed him.
Or accidentally? Slipped in the shower?
Things happen.
Well, it did happen.
Occasionally, a character gets brutally murdered in their sleep. It happens.
Yes, I got killed by a hellbite bitch.
Oh, what?
Don't talk about my wife like that.
No, you're the bitch.
I'm not a Hell Knight. What are you talking about?
No, you're the hellbite bitch.
Oh! Yeah, okay. I can't argue that.
Yes, so they managed to speak to Cressida after getting back with the dead body that they took from the wreck and lugged through town. I'm sure lugging a plague-ridden body through town wasn't a bad thing.
Salt water would have kept it all nice and sterile, I'm sure.
And then after some investigations, including the return of one of the previous characters, for a brief visit, having already signed on with the Queen because, hey, pay's good.
Fringe benefits, I'm sure.
So I can tell you, they wane quickly.
But hey, the character met all the prerequisites of being signed up into that organization,
Yeah.
including the ability to be bought.
Yep.
And so then you took on another job for Cressida where you were trying to deal with problems in the underground area, and you had spoken to some of the residents and found out that they hadn't been getting sick, which was a surprise to you guys because everyone on the surface was getting sick. How did those in the tunnels not get sick?
We'd also found out that the ship we'd raided, the sunken ship, had carried a high-level or highly placed priest, we think, of the god of disease, plague, and death. The captain was a member of the church, apparently. He had the robes and whatever.
And had his tongue ripped out.
Yeah, so we couldn't speak with dead with the guy.
Somebody thought of it there.
Most people who have the ability think about that sort of thing.
So when we returned, we opened up his sea chest, which is where we found his robe, a holy symbol, a bag of platinum and gold. I think that was it.
I remember that. That's when they encountered the big fish with the healthy appetite.
That's the one. Tried to eat me.
Yeah, that's when I developed thalassophobia.
We then met with some peasants again, effectively, that were complaining about the fact that some of them were being taken and eaten, and they took us to an area where that was occurring.
Yeah.
Just Per and her clan, tribe, lived under the city streets, which is where these people supposedly resided.
Yeah.
Just Per acted as our guide. 8 hours later,
You got lost.
well, she got lost. and then told
Definitely acted as a guide. Definitely not the guide.
Oh, let's just go this way.
pretty much. We
And because most people can't tell catfolk apart, they thought Jasper was also at the back.
Yeah, there was 2 cats. The one we were following at the front, which was Just Per, and one at the back. We then ran into a
Sewer slime.
the sewer slime. You know, we killed it eventually after it's covered everybody in poo. And of course, Just Per didn't like that, so she ran and jumped on my back, covered in poo. And as I'm carrying her along, she's cleaning herself with magic. Our second cat person identified herself as being the sister of Just Per. Had some interesting things to say about Just Per and her inability to guide herself anywhere, her lack of direction. She agreed to show us where these bad guys were, that we were meant to fight, but we would need a rest before that occurred.
Yeah.
So it took us back to
The third pile.
her place, and we rested, cleaned, and had a sleep. There were cat people, dog people, rat people, and what I think was a wet hive.
Right.
So I had a bit of a chat with that were creature, or what I think it's a were creature.
Yeah.
We had our rest. We woke up in the morning, and we as a group are currently getting ready to basically head out and fight the bad guys.
Right.
Did I miss anything? I'll take that as a no.
Can we just emphatically state that our guide definitely tried. A for effort, but definitely D for execution.
10 out of 10 for effort, minus several million for outcome.
What is it exactly that we're walking through?
Sewers.
Righto.
Sewage.
I'm able then forward just to put marks on the wall as we go along.
They did that, but the locals got very upset with the fact that you're defacing their homes.
They rubbed the marks out.
It's sort of like walking up to a random house and writing all over the front of it, giving you a date and you were here and an arrow. And I'm sure they'd love you doing that just on a random house on the street.
It's the equivalent of going up to a random house with toilet paper. In a neighborhood that you don't know, marking it with toilet paper, and then coming back going, the person who owns this house is not happy that I marked it with toilet paper.
Well, it is a sewer. There should maybe be a lot of toilet paper.
They were doing
Okay.
chalk markings.
Now look at Perry in a weird way because he uses chalk as toilet paper.
Well, it's not all it's cracked up to be, I'm sure.
Well, better than the cactus.
It's called a
all the shells.
Cleric.
I would have just gone for putting a metal mark on the stone, but myself.
No, they were doing the chalk, but they then didn't realise the person going on behind was rubbing it all off because she didn't want to annoy her friends.
Whereas if there was like any residue of slime, mold, gunk, I would have just made a mark in that, but
Well, they didn't know until part way through.
Yeah.
They weren't paying attention, no one was looking back.
Yeah.
Well, they were underground in a sewer after all, using a light source for some of them who couldn't see in the dark.
Like
Yep.
me.
Can you see in the dark?
I have low light vision.
But no dark vision.
Putting on my other glasses because I have bad vision. I got low light vision. I got hunt prey, hunter's edge, Pathfinder dedication.
No, you won't have the Pathfinder dedication yet. That will have to come later.
Yeah, right. And I've got something eyes. What's that? I can't read the writing.
It's very easy. We'll just look up.
Looks like you've written in brackets next to it, Pisa. Or it could be just page 50.
Piezo, page 50.
I don't know. I'm just handing you your writing and you can read it. You're conversing in your own hand.
Most of the
So,
time.
yeah, I've used these on 2IC, I think, on the screen.
Hunter's Edge, Precision, page 154. Hunt Prey, Low Light Vision, page 83. Keen Eyes, page 59.
Nice.
Yeah.
Advantages of being a hobbit.
So,
advantages
your eyes are sharp, allowing you to make out small details about concealed or invisible creatures that others might miss. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus when using the Seek action to find hidden or undetectable creatures within 30 feet of you.
Yep.
When you target an opponent that is concealed from you or hidden from you, reduce the DC of the flat check to 3 for a concealed target or 9 for a hidden one. So basically, amusingly, target creature that you cannot see. It's always interesting when there are exceptions to stuff.
So I can target something I cannot see.
Well, anyone can. You just need to know where it is. You can't see it, but it's like invisible.
Yeah.
I know the invisible creature's there. I just can't see it.
Yeah.
So normally you get a 50% miss chance. Yours is 45%.
And then if you pick a square that's not in and say, I know they're there, and you attack it, I still roll. Just that's where we have the secret rolls, and I roll behind the screen. And then I say you miss, even though it's not actually there. So yes, you wake up to a sounds of Doom being led into the area, because Doom wasn't there when they went underground previously. Apparently you got sent to find out why they took so long, because it's been almost probably close to 20 hours since they left.
Because they got lost.
Yeah.
Right. Which is understandable.
What's the date on that too? So we are on the 16th, not the 2nd.
I am the scout after all.
And it wasn't that hard to find them. It was basically go into the sewer, turn right, and apparently they went into the sewer and turned left. And that's how they got lost.
Oh god, I really should have been here to watch it.
Okay, so as it is the 18th day of the month, you show up just as they have managed to sleep off all that exhaustion. As it was a long day up until that point. They had done a close to 20-hour day.
Ooh. That would be... Their legs would be sore and their eyes would be burning.
I'm fine.
You're an orc.
No, I'm human.
Oh, but you're an half-orc.
No, that's Scar.
That's Scar.
Scar's an orc.
Oh, so that's my...
Scar's a full orc. Yes.
That's right, your Obi, what his name is, Kenobi.
Willy One Kenobi.
Willy One Kenobi.
Yeah, it gets confusing because we probably the dwarven cow.
Yep. And I'm human from a dwarven city.
Oh, you're just a carrot.
Little
Not
bit.
just a carrot, but I command a carrot.
And hey, he's got a clan dagger somewhere.
I'm
sure you put it somewhere safe.
Well, up until recently I didn't realise I had one, but
If you grew up in the clan hold, you got a clan dagger. Because you couldn't enter the clan hold after leaving without a clan dagger, ever. Which is why Sparky can't go home.
yeah, I gotta get her dagger back because I know the scumbag who's got it.
That's okay, it's still covered with the other party members' blood that she used to execute them.
Yes. She's
Hey, I enjoyed every single one of
she's
that.
burning in hell at the moment, so that's at least something.
So,
Have no fear, the lost one is here.
And talking about the perfect mistake, we have M.
My ears are burning.
Hello.
No, that's just because you sat too close to the fire.
Oh, that's why. That makes sense. I probably curled up on near the fire, right?
Or you fell asleep and rolled towards it. I'm sure it's happened more than once.
I'm sure it has. I am playing Jasper, who is a catfolk who is currently back in his with his home clan underground, and does not like it because he cannot see the stars. And unbeknownst to him is getting ridiculed for the fact.
Oh, I'm sure it's well known that we just did lose a Ross. Okay, so just saying that we had Doom get brought in by one of the other cats because, hey, you guys had been missing for quite a long time. They didn't think it would take you this long to sort out the troubles. And as you're waking up after being nice and cozy in the den, you do see that Parry has that Wookiee look to him. A lot of shitted hair has stuck to his body.
Well, he will oil himself up around cats. He deserves everything he gets.
Well, he did oil himself up last session, right before they did the cat pile and dog pile.
When you lie asleep with dogs, you wake up with fleas.
Well, I'm sure you can even name them if you wish to.
Well, I can summon the animals. Where did I see that?
You wish to summon fleas?
I can summon wildlife, but that'll be unpopular amongst the cats, I can tell you.
Unless, of course, they're the wildlife you're summoning.
Yeah.
I summon wildlife. Hello.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. We're wild. Freaky.
Well, I do like the Pathfinder's version of Polymorph because it doesn't actually turn you into the Monster Manual version. It gives you other abilities. So the Monster book in Pathfinder is a GM book, not a player reference.
Yeah. And of course, we just can't go to Amazon and buy one.
Well, you can, but I would generally make the encounter harder if people start quoting from it.
Yeah.
Simply because you already know what to expect, someone knows all the tricks of it, so why hold back?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing anyway, so
Yeah.
I know nothing.
So yes, before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a chat with with the were-tiger.
Did we give the were-tiger a name?
We haven't,
Fluffy.
but I will ask it.
Fluffy.
The player should get the choice.
Wesley!
Not just everyone else throwing in the name because... unless, of course, Ross is the one having the conversation with it right now. Because you're the one who just spoke the name up. Is that what you're doing, Ross? Because I said the player who's interacting with it gets to name it.
Yeah, I'll let Obi-Wan decide.
I just said that beforehand, so I'm just now trying to reiterate. If you're going to answer for other people, you're actually taking the lead. So, Peter, what name would you like to give the were-tiger?
Tony the Tiger, because he's great.
How do I know you're going to make an It's Great reference?
T.I. double girl.
My understanding of you just gone out a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, so it's Tony Grating, because he goes by the name Grating.
Grating.
Yep. He likes to leave lines on everyone.
He likes to check them out.
Yes, I want to. I explained to Tony that I had an agreement with a werewolf, and part of his requirement for the agreement is that I contract lycanthropy and that I become proficient in its use.
He looks you up and down and says, "Aren't you a little small for a werewolf?"
No? What do you mean?
You're normally a little taller, he says.
Taller than me?
Yes.
Well, this guy wasn't.
Well, maybe he's the runt of the litter. Maybe that's why he didn't bite you.
Well, he was in human form as well.
Well, that would, tell.
So that's my part of the bargain. So I'm hoping that you would be prepared to pass on lycanthropy to me, because I'm a monk of that has studied tiger style, and I believe that if I'm to become a were creature, then being a tiger would be most advantageous. And also, I like cats; they're cool. My problem at the moment, though, is that I'm married with children, which means I need to pass this possibility past my wife, because she's going to get at least some say in whether or not I go down this road.
She'll be finding out how much she loves you.
Yeah.
Well, he said, Trini says, well, he's happy to bite you whenever you feel like it. He'll try not to sever anything important.
I respect your self-control.
He just looks at you with this, what does that word mean?
I go, yes.
You can also start writing a book called Where's Willie?
Yeah.
I just got the young Frankenstein joke in my head. Get running.
Werewolf.
Werewolf!
Yeah, castle.
Look, I've also on that mute for half an hour because of all these stupid jokes so far. I'm just putting it out there, okay? So, yeah. There's too many bad jokes, sorry guys.
So
No, there's not. There's never too many.
I thank Tony, and I will, because my wife's, as far as I'm aware, my wife is in the city, or is here, I can speak with her. So once I've done so, and we've finished what we're doing in the city, I might come and, I may come and say hello and get the nibble.
He's more than happy to help out.
Thank you.
Though, of course, being a monk, you may not actually take.
It might take more than one bite.
I'm happy for it to take as many bites as is required.
You might find it a bit difficult to swallow.
What?
He's biting, swallowing.
I got it.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Told you we get on quite well.
And Willie being oblivious.
I thought one bite was friendly, 2 bites is kinky. But, that's just me.
Kinky's the whole chicken.
Yeah, I don't bite unless you want me to.
Well, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Cost extra.
Okay, so now you have Doom with you. Who wants to fill Doom in on the shenanigans of what Doom missed out on? While someone tries to help Harry defer.
Well, my character will explain to you.
Yeah.
But you've already heard the.
I've heard that you got lost. Somebody doesn't know their way.
Very much so.
Only if you knew someone who was a Pathfinder. I'm a little
We're
bit scared.
all Pathfinders. What do you mean?
Well, you really needed was a scout.
Yes. Someone who's lived here for their whole life, it just simply wasn't enough.
No.
Yes. Apparently someone who doesn't know the difference between east and west.
Or left
and right.
Or north and south, or up or down.
Sorry, I do know exactly where north is. After that's a bit
Hit and miss.
hit and miss unless I can see the stars.
I believe north is relating to the stars. If you can't see the stars, you don't really care.
Well, yes.
It's just a kindly point for the audience to say the direction on north and we'll get started.
Jasper looks around for a second and then points in the direction of north. That way. He knows that with utmost certainty.
And
after that,
Bird just moves her hand just slightly.
Yeah.
Leave it just slightly.
Currently, we're going to head off to confront some followers of Ugathoa, the god of disease and death. Just very unpleasant.
Right.
We believe these are the people that may have brought the disease into the city.
Right on.
What's the worst that can happen, they say?
Well, we can roll up
We
the
could all
characters.
just be running around as undead this time tomorrow.
Well, that is one thing that can happen. There's also the you could turn into a were-rat instead. I'm sure that will go down great with the family.
Ooh.
No, my family would not like that, I don't think. And I certainly wouldn't like that.
Well, thing is, though, you get exactly what you asked for.
No, that's not what I asked for.
You asked for liking for you.
No, that's what the werewolf asked for. I asked for were tiger.
Because you want something really cool.
Oh, I do tiger style, so it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You've been watching Kung Fu Panda.
No, I had to pick a style, and yeah, my whole background revolves around effectively cats. Because my character's got the claw marks across the face as well. Don't forget that.
So it was coincidental the cat just decided to come and pay you a visit?
Well, he just, goes by, looks and goes, no, and then keeps going. Always good to have the books of bad things about to happen to you already.
Right. Look on the bright side. At least I'm not in water being chased by a great white shark.
Yes.
No, you're just in the sewers being chased by sewer monsters.
Ah. I live by the coward's creed. He who runs away lives to run away another day.
And just as long as you don't get Max to push the button.
Or the quote say for the beetle was. What did the poor prefix say? He's dangerous when he's cornered. He goes to pieces so fast you get hit by a shrapnel.
Okay, so you've been told that you should be able to head down a certain passage. They take you to the edge of the passage, so you don't get lost again.
I thank her.
Partly because they don't want to have to go as far down again to find you.
Is there a pattern to the stonework and a certain style of construction?
Oh yes, she starts talking about the smells.
Well, I'm more thinking about how the stonework's configured in such a fashion that we are able to be able to follow through it, but alright.
And then she goes back onto the smells. Because that's how she navigates.
Yeah.
Well, her eyesight's not quite as good on picking out the details, but her smell's fantastic.
Really could do it with dwarf, I suppose, but no,
Well, she says if you're that hungry, you might want to go back up and get something else to eat.
Right. It's just like working with lizard men.
Where did they get their water from?
She points to the sewer.
Just piss.
It's water.
Okay.
No.
It can be cleaned.
Yeah, you know that.
Sure.
That's a real no.
Ask for the cat.
The cat.
Okay.
The cat is
Oh,
very
Go
demanding.
To, one of the rooms.
It's a cat.
The cat in the room, not the cat in the game.
Yeah. The staff is just not cooperating with the cat.
Well, he's down as Lord and Master of the abode on some of the NDIS support companies.
Yep.
What else would you do? Okay, so you were told that Gearig's Ripper Claw should be down that passageway, because that was the name they were given of the person of unusual interest in the sewers causing problems.
Oh no. Wouldn't be the first time we've gone through sewers before, I should imagine.
It would not, because that's the easiest way in and out of most human settlements, because no one looks in the ground.
Yep, and because I'm bloody small in the first place.
And the group does say that Ripper Claws is trying to convince the other clans to it's time to eat the city.
Eat the city?
Yeah. Well, the
Oh,
whole
that's right. We're chasing the people that eat like every other species, right?
Oh, just like lizardmen.
Yeah, kind of.
and this time not just floaters,
Mm-hmm.
because hey, everything that gets flushed down here gets eaten by something.
What are you doing? Meow. Meow.
So she does ask if you need any more assistance before she heads off, because she doesn't really want to be around it when you deal with Ripper Claws.
Are
Do you know
yelling at me?
Do you know anything about Ripper Claws?
She says he's big, huge. He stands almost 4 feet tall.
Okay. Yes. Anything else?
He has big pointy teeth. They are very, very big and pointy, and they hurt.
Alright, boys, drop his head off.
Yeah.
Got rabbit stew coming right up.
And plus, he's got sharp, clawy claws, and he likes to scratch things.
Let's see who's got the most effective claws then. That'll be interesting.
Well, she's not going.
No. Between me and him.
Oh, you got claws.
Yep.
You don't really have great claws there.
You haven't seen me use them.
Well, if you have to do something to make them work, she says, you obviously need to put a little more effort into it.
I always put maximum effort
You do.
into what I do.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure if I want to find out or not.
It's a general.
Stay here. We will regale you with tales of our adventures.
So if there's lots of screaming, I'll leave.
Oh, there'll be lots of screaming.
Well, if it sounds like you're screaming, she'll leave.
I never scream.
You don't.
No. I sort of look at Parry and go, shut up. Shut up.
And she turns and looks at Perry and says, "Oh, so you're the screamer."
Nothing but a scream.
I'm the screamer, I make others scream, you know.
Well, she's seen many of your pictures in the sewers.
Were they done in a brown pastel kind of?
Well, they sort of look a bit brown after they've been in the sewers for a while. But apparently there's a market for pictures that end up down here.
Well, that's going to be.
So she thought you'd be more naked, she says.
He often is.
Well, in all the pictures, he's not wearing any clothing.
I mean, he's hardly wearing any clothing as it is.
Yes. A lot more than in the pictures, he
Yeah.
says.
Leather posing pouch, a hat. That's about it, really. Anyway, we should go.
I've got to flex my Buffest wizard muscles, so come on.
Okay, give me a performance as you flex your Buffest wizard muscles.
Here we go.
You've done it now.
I have done it now, haven't I?
Performance.
You always wanted a cat girlfriend, didn't you?
He
When you
what he
said
hasn't tasted before.
This is it, mate. Harry probably has. You sure?
it's not his idea.
You're trying awfully hard.
22.
22. Okay, she seems quite impressed with your flexing and gives you a nice little friendly bite on the arm.
Oh.
What's that parasite cat there? Plasmodium?
Toxoplasmosis.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yes, she was quite impressed with your posing.
Yep. Noted.
And then comments on how nicely you taste.
Love it.
It's okay, Therion, he's not making bad noises at you. Okay,
So
so...
Harry or
Everyone.
Harry will make bad noises later, but you know.
Harry, you dog.
I'm half elf, half wolf, not quite a dog, but moving on.
If his standards slip, what would he go to?
What standards? You're talking about.
Well, I was going to say, Harry was standard.
There is no standards.
Well, he does have an established standard presently.
No.
It may be incredibly low, but it's still a standard.
No, I believe he has a standard that living is in the standard. But that, I'm a little unsure about that one.
Yeah, that's even probably a bit of grey area on that one.
If it lives,
I would love a
if it lives, it's achievable, okay?
I have every kind of hot drink you can imagine.
No, I'm sure he's quite happy with vampires and
Do you
their...
want plain, Neapolitan, cookies and cream, or peppermint?
I cannot have anything with gluten in it, unfortunately.
Ah, okay. In which case it would be the plain one, because that's the only one that's safe for everyone else, but I'll double check the
Yep.
ingredients.
Thank you kindly.
So Harry's got the equivalent of a hickey at the moment, but
Mm-hmm. And what can go wrong in the sewers?
I know, right?
oh, absolutely nothing.
I would believe that Harry has done it in the sewers before, but I wouldn't believe that he's done it with a cat before.
Well, you know for a fact that he hasn't got her pregnant.
Not yet.
No.
Ask the long line of ladies in Runelords that still are coming flooding in.
When it comes to cats, the male cat has an addition to his genitalia, which kickstarts the female cat's genitalia's productive. Basically, the spine. Yeah. So in other words, if it don't hurt, it ain't no good.
Oh, at least Harry doesn't have to worry about that this time, then.
I believe that would be
Possible.
Okay.
Okay, so on the bright side, we now know that Harry appeals to more than just the standard races.
Contains milk.
Harry's always going to more than just the standard races.
Beautiful. I love it sweet and creamy if I can.
Okay, so who's heading in what order?
I'll have to leave. Well,
Sure.
I'll be out with whoever's showing us the way to go. If I'm assuming someone is showing us the way to go.
And they got you to roughly the area, and we're pointing go that way sort of thing.
So it's you and I in front.
Right.
Can you move silently?
I do if I can't have that.
But you have the ability to do so. You're not just some tangle-footed noob who's got no chances.
Smuggler.
Meaningless. If you can sneak, I would highly recommend you sneak. Because I do. And I drop into Tiger Star. And I sneak down the corridor.
What does the sneak come in? Stealth.
Stealth.
Plus 15 on stealth.
Ah, so you're as good as I am.
You're as good on paper.
Yes.
Yes. The older I get, the better I was.
And next minute they'll both be falling out and making all the noise.
Yep. So true.
Okay, I'll
Somebody's
go
going to the
behind them.
Righto.
You're okay with skinning away, Chris?
So, are we all making stealth rolls?
You will in a moment.
Yep.
So I wanted the party order first because it is important.
Yep.
So we.
Jasper will either be on Lily or behind Lily like he was the other day.
Okay, so
I believe you're with
the,
Andre then behind. And then that means we will probably have Scar and Perry bringing up the rear.
Am I actually there, or?
You are actually there.
Okay, well, I'll pick up the rhythm there.
I believe you would have come down with the halfling. I forgot to mention that part last session.
I'll step back.
Otherwise, it would make it very hard for you to interact with anything. Okay, so as you're going down there, I'm going to have Willie and Doom making the first checks for stealth. Because, hey, you're in front.
Well, that's 22.
It's really shit. 20.
Making all the noise. Maybe you shouldn't be singing.
Random number generators will always take you out every now and again.
It's always interesting when you do the random generators, especially some of them aren't so random.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are based on how many times they've run. Okay. So, you managed to get close enough to start hearing the noise of industry in the ground.
Hearing industry in the ground.
Yes, thumping and sounding, feeling of vibration of machinery.
Machinery? Okay.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Alright. Well, continue. Machinery.
There's going to be a guard, at least.
Yeah.
Then Andre and Jasper get to make their stealth rolls.
Bear with me 2 seconds while I...
I got a 28.
And I'm sure the cat will be extremely stealthy.
I don't have a bad stealth score.
I know, but the dice love you.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's an average roll of 18.
Okay, so...
And by average, I mean I rolled a 10. Literally the average.
So amusingly, out of all the people to set off the alarm, it was the cat who made the most noise.
You just loving that, don't you? It is fitting with the character.
Like I said, the dice absolutely love the character.
Mm-hmm. It's going swimmingly so far.
So there is a bit of a splushing sound and clatter of stuff as Jasper steps on something that sets off a series of things falling over down the passageway.
With cat light train.
Apparently you managed to set off a trap that the others missed. It was an alarm trap, not a kill you trap.
Mm-hmm.
We will, well, I will, hurry down the corridor. Being stealthy seems to be a waste of time at this point. So speed is the name of the game.
I'll keep up with you the best I can.
And you now get to do an initiative roll, each of you.
I assume we don't get to use stealth.
If you didn't fail the stealth, you can use stealth if you wish to.
Really?
Yes.
I rolled a 2 for initiative. What do I add to that?
What skill can you justify using?
Stealth if you were stealthing.
Well, I was keeping up with you.
Stealth if you were stealthing.
Okay, well, I'm stealthing. That goes to a 17.
What about Willie?
34.
What about Scar?
Still on the dice, 13.
What about Andre?
27.
Dice go to Jade.
What about Parry?
I'm just trying to figure out where my perception is. That's a 30. Because I was not stealthy at that time.
And what about Jasper?
24.
Was that 24?
24, yeah.
34.
20.
Okay. It was just sort of a bit muffled at that time, so I was just trying to
I
clarify.
rolled a 2. If I got a 1...
I rolled slightly better on 14, sorry, my mic was a bit far away from my mouth.
Yes.
But this is Pathfinder.
Okay.
Yeah. Pathfinder 2, you enough initiative gives you critical fails and critical successes.
This is the case of how far you fail or how far you succeed.
Well, it's also where you can completely miss the first round of combat and have everything be finished by the time you actually have a chance to do anything.
Yeah.
Being flat-footed for that long can be
Bacon.
terminal, yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's a roll the die. Yeah.
Most things finish in the round, which is very useful.
Well, being 3 foot tall might be of assistance.
Yeah, I'm like, you're standing next to me, I'm like 7 foot.
Yeah, well, see, your head is touching the roof, whereas I'm barely over height of your boots. Thing is, I suppose my shield's not very big, because I'm not very big. As you can see the size of my shield compared to my character there. That's not a very big shield. I'm that big. It feels a good size. But then again, that's what you want in your power task. In your light infantry. The skirmisher.
Okay, so that brings us to Willie. You get to rush ahead and be the hero.
Yay, I get to be a hero. And die first. Yay.
Well, someone's got to for the team.
I know, right?
Willie, don't be a hero.
Don't be a fool with your life. I go rushing forward.
Okay.
Oh god, why won't we got 3 limiting?
It is a singing group, I'm sure.
This is, really is.
There goes my hero.
There goes my hero.
Okay, so as you're rushing ahead, I'm going to make you do a acrobatics check, as the ground is fairly unstable under the water, designed to stop those who rush.
Tiger Style helps with that, but probably not enough. But that's pretty good. 30.
30. Yes, you managed to skim across the surface without even noticing what was underground.
You probably just stepped over it.
With big legs.
Or just moving in such a way that, hey, he just glides. So the description of the tunnel you're gliding through is disgustingly visible haze of noxious sewer reek, the flow of unmentionable slop through the sewer tunnels, filth-slick channel, unexpectedly forks. Most of the mud continues in its expected path, but a small stream of ooze diverts off through a wide cleft in the mouldy masonry wall. The man-sized crack cuts into the deep rock behind the wall, and wisps of thin white smoke issues forth. And from that crack, you can hear the sound of industry.
No worries. So that's where I'm heading.
Mm-hmm.
All by myself.
Well,
And I'm sure you can start singing that if you wish to.
I'm moving it. My move is 35.
Mhm.
Everyone else's move is significantly lower.
I'm 25.
So the chances of me, so I'll get there, and I'll be on my own for a number of rounds, waiting for the.
Okay, so with your second action, you move in through the hole.
Yep.
And
Squeeze through.
Gluten-free cookies and cream. chocolate
Just waiting,
cookies.
You see that the flow of sewer filth oozes into this rough-hewed stone cave from the west, pulling to the south before continuing through a crude channel in the eastern wall. Fat black mushrooms and other disgusting fungus grow thick around the pool of slime. Several low alcoves are cut into the walls, each filled with mouldering hay, filthy furs, and tiny bones. And you see overly sized rats that I'm sure don't exist with their handlers.
Rats of unusual size.
Yes. You can see 3 of those with 2 extremely large rat men. They're hitting the hole 3.5 feet tall.
How many of them are there?
2 rat men. 3 rats of unusual size. And you have 1 action left.
I will move over to. What's closer, the rats or the rat men?
Well, the rat men are with the rat.
I'll move over to a rat man.
Okay, you have moved to a rat man.
Yeah, rat man. And I stand there going, yeah, I've had my go. I'm helping.
Which brings us to Parry. How will Parry save the day? Is this where Fireball is used again?
Thank you.
I'm sure that's your aggressive negotiation tactic.
Yeah, my aggressive negotiation.
Don't take that.
I will follow. I'll go 30 feet down where Lily went.
Mm-hmm. You also see the fork where it goes in, and you see that where Lily has gone in through the man-sized hole.
Yep, I'll follow.
Okay, so you just make it into the room with your movement, leaving you 1 action left.
Thank you so much.
What is it? It's a giant rat and a rat man.
There are 3 giant rats and 2 rat men.
Or anything like that?
2 giant rats and a rat man.
3 giant rats and 2 rat
Oh,
men.
sorry, 3 giant rats and 2 rat men. I mean, there's not much I can do.
I'm sure you can do offending signs if you wish to, or do a come hither look, or sing a rendition of whatever dirty rat song you'd like to throw in there.
Oh, giggity.
I'm also going to get more information on them with a nature roll.
You can try to do so, though you do know that nature will not tell you about anything but the rats of unusual size, including that they shouldn't exist.
Oh look, lunch.
Yeah, oh look, nom nom nom.
Even though they're probably bigger than me. Actually, I did have a question about that. What is the general size for catfolk?
A lot of the catfolk are small.
What? Hobbit size?
It says like medium creatures, but I presume we're on the smaller side of medium creature.
You can choose between medium and small for some of them. So I didn't actually look up the official catfolk one. I just going that some of these ones here are actually
official
small.
catfolk has us as medium on the books. Sorry, I don't have mine handy right now.
It does have them as medium, yes. So apparently the catfolk should be at least 4 feet in height. Because medium sort of kicks in at 4 feet.
Okay. So if we wanted to be on the smaller side, it would be like either 4 foot or 4 foot to 4'5", right?
Yep.
Oh, so that's why Parry likes cat people. They're so small.
Why are we saying just cat people? Parry loves everyone.
I think you meant things. Everything.
Harry likes everything.
I'll try
What is
and how
Pansexual.
big's the room, Martin?
What was that, Josh?
How big's the room?
The room itself is about 20 feet wide and angled about 40 to 50 feet in length. You've got the ooze going out into another room with a fire and the sound of industry, and you've got some squeezable bits to the north that you can squeeze through.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to. I might, for my third action, try and position myself and basically position myself so that if these things attack, I can full cast a load of stuff.
Okay.
So I'll probably like press myself up against a corner or something.
Next one up is Andre.
So we had Parry has Parry actually entered the room, or is he at the door?
I'm with Willie in the room.
They are currently ahead out of sight.
Okay, well that's right. Willie's the bloody sprinter, so I'll have problems catching up to him. I've got to move up. It was 25. Yeah, 25 speed. I'm going to catch up to them, but I'm actually going to be wary of because this place is slippery. So I'm going to catch up to. Try to get to them.
Are you moving? Are you moving carefully?
Moving carefully, yeah.
Okay, so with 3 actions, you do not make it up to the doorway by moving carefully, because that means you chew up half your movement moving carefully.
Oh, okay.
So at 25 movement, that means you can only move 10 feet each action. So you moved less than a single move of Willie.
Oh, okay. So they're at least 75 feet away.
Willie took 2 actions to get into the room, which means he can move 35 feet, which means he moved close to 70 feet to get in there.
Ah. Okay. Well, basically, yeah. Okay, for me to catch up, I'll have to. Okay, I'm gonna dread this. Yep. So I'm gonna try to catch up to them.
Okay, in which case then you do have to make an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. And first step, I'll probably slip over. I got an 8.
So I've got to run. I've just been activated for a stroke call.
Okay. Good luck. Hope things go well, Josh.
Hopefully it works out.
Okay, so you got an 8, and so you start moving, and there's like a splash as Andre disappears under the water.
I mean, not to step there.
You cannot even see him. He instead of falling forwards, he just fell down. So you know how sometimes you watch people walk out on some of those beaches where there's a shelf,
Yeah.
and then they just bink. That's what happened.
Oh.
So, do you have a swim speed at all, Ross?
I wish I did.
How good are you at holding your breath?
I am fairly good.
Okay, so you get 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Okay, so
As you seem to be going through a pipe down.
Oh, he's being sucked under.
Yes, he's literally fallen down. There was a trip over roll, and then there was a fall down a pipe hole roll. Which brings us to Jasper, as Andre is going to be spending a couple of rounds going down. What is Jasper doing?
Jasper is... How far away are these rats and people?
What rats? You can't see them.
Oh.
You have to get
They're
to
around the
room.
corner, aren't they?
They are. They are down a through the side wall and inside a room that for you is at least 70 feet away from you. But you don't know exactly how far.
Mm-hmm.
What's your
I only
movement?
have a 25-foot range.
So would you like to do the rush to keep up through this water? Having just seen one of your party members disappear down the water?
I was gonna say I don't want to rush through the water, and I also should probably help them.
Don't remember, you turn right, not left.
Sorry, Martin, just give me 2 seconds.
All good.
Sorry, Josh just called saying that our dinner that we literally just ordered is arriving just as he's leaving.
At least you can try to grab a plate before going.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
No, because he's got to get to the hospital within like 20 minutes of the call, so...
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stroke waste from the man.
I am not very strong or advantageous in any of these, trying to help people thing.
You could yell advice at the water.
Okay, guys.
Keep on swimming, keep on swimming.
Turn right! No, I mean left! I mean, no, right!
Everybody needs a Dory.
Don't swim towards the light.
You ever seen the movie Eric the Bunny?
Yes.
Guidance, I think. I need to find my book.
We're looking for the should it be moving like that?
Yes.
That is... No, not the right book.
Fish.
God, the number of movies I've seen that are coming up, well, memories now going to drag.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom, I'm just trying to... Let it go.
Now?
Okay, this is targets one creature, not necessarily that I have to see them. I was thinking maybe using guidance on. Was it Andre who fell in?
Yes, but you can't see him at this point.
I have to see him.
Target normally has line of effect and line of sight. If you break both of those, they are no longer a valid target.
Okay.
And sometimes you can get line of effect if you know where they are but can't see them. But most of the time you have to be able to see them and have line of effect to them to affect them with magic. With the advantage of party members don't block line of effect.
Yeah.
Especially when you're 3 foot tall and you're
Yep.
6 foot tall.
The water breathing potions, did we get 1 or 2?
2.
Cool.
Yeah, there's not much I can do for Andre, unfortunately, in terms of magic right now.
You could jump down and help, I'm sure he would love you to lead him out.
Wouldn't want to get lost though.
Just go the opposite direction she says. That's easy. I've learned that. I only learned it.
Can I get a rope out and dangle it in the water?
You can, so you spend 1 action digging out a rope. And then what do you do with your next... Well, 1 action to move up to where he disappeared. And what do you do with your final action?
I put the rope into the water.
You put the rope into the water.
Yeah. And I'll do my actions.
You know, there are some funny things where I've had people say they throw the rope down to someone on various occasions. And I said, they say they pull out their tied up bit of rope and they toss it to the person. And it's like, okay, so they catch the rolled up bit of rope and look at you puzzled. And it's like, did I forget a step? Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Shouldn't I have tied it to something?
Hold on to one end.
Okay, did you want to spend a round tying the rope to yourself and to a weight so you can drop it down?
Yes, I will do that, please.
Okay. Just to be a little more clear on what you're doing. He said, oh, yes! I put the rope into the water. I forget about it and let go. Whoops.
Sorry, yes, no, I will not let go of the rope like we have done previously. That is being quite embarrassing. And yes, I am only a small little catfolk. Well, now that I've known my size, I've said I'm 4'3", so small-ish. Very short.
Okay.
Well, I look up to you.
What are you?
I'm 3 foot tall.
He's a halfling.
Ah, okay.
So you can actually look down at me.
Hmm.
In fact, to talk to me, you'll have to bend in your knees.
Okay, so as you're kneeling near the hole in the water, there is a rush in water level as you see what appears to be a tentacle coming towards you, covered in eyes.
Eyes with my little eyes.
That's bad.
And it seems to move through the muck towards you, which is now Dune's go.
Right. I'm going to have to follow best I'm able. How many actions will it take me to get into the room?
What's your movement?
I'm 25.
So that would take you all 3 to get there.
Right. So I come up the room.
Well, technically, you've got Jasper, who hasn't headed in. Jasper's looking, trying to get back Andre.
Right.
And between you and where the others have gone is this eyed tentacle.
Right, so I'm going to have to hang around with Jasper.
Would you like to do anything in particular?
Up! I got a sling.
Give them a hand?
Well, I know for a fact that more than one target increases my chances of surviving first strike.
It does.
I got a sling, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon now the javelins are at the ready.
Do you want to have a javelin ready or have your sling ready?
I think the javelin's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Because you can do melee and throw with the javelin,
Yeah.
which is always handy.
Well, I'll do that.
Did you wish to ready an action?
Yeah, I'll pull out the javelin.
Because the statement of that is, if you ready an action, you get a reaction to do what you readied based on the trigger you select.
So when the tentacle comes close to me, I jab it with my javelin.
But you have to specify
But
what it is.
Yeah, well, I have to pull the javelin out.
What you do is you get one action to do beforehand, and then you dedicate 2 actions to your readied action.
Right there. So it's a javelin's in my hand.
And what is your trigger?
What do you mean, what is my trigger?
So the thing that makes you act, because when you ready something, you're ready to do something. The ready might be, I am attacked.
Right.
And if you're attacked, the thing you want to do is, I want to attack. So if something tries to attack you, you attack before it attacks you.
Yeah. Well, the javelin, I can throw the javelin, because that's the whole point of them.
You can do that, yes, but if you don't select a trigger for your reaction, then you don't get a reaction. You're not ready, you're just standing there with your...
Or if whatever your trigger, whatever you choose your trigger to be, doesn't occur, then you don't act.
Okay, so if it comes towards Jasper and I can say that will be my trigger.
So your trigger is it coming towards you? Because it currently is coming towards you. Yes, on its next action, it will most likely trigger that straight away.
Yeah. Well.
And your action you want to do is...
Cast my javelin.
You want to throw your javelin, okay. I just have to get that specified.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's interrupting the action of the creature.
Yeah.
And I need to know...
Especially if I hit it.
And whether you hit it or not, you get that action even if you miss.
Right on.
But if it doesn't move towards you, it doesn't happen, and you don't get to do anything until that is triggered.
Right on.
So you don't get to roll yet.
Okay. I'll just warm up the die.
Okay, so that brings us to inside the chamber, where you have the Ratman looking at Willie with that sort of confused look. And then they see Perry come in, and both heads just turn and look, and the jaws open, and
it's Perry's. I recognise that guy.
And they definitely have that swooning look to them. Perry's reputation has reached the sewers here.
As we've heard.
Okay, so that is their action because they are starstruck. Which then brings us to Scar, who got the lowest party roll.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I got a 2 on my roll, so I can't understand
I rolled a 2, but I had plus 15 to it, but...
This tentacle's in the water, right?
It is, yes. And I'm sure it is a orc's interesting fantasy.
No. On that one. No. That's Pinnacles, not mine. Okay. I see the same one, so I didn't rage originally, so I'm going to rage for an action.
Like Harry.
So I'm currently rage.
Could we let Mark go, because I can't hear him over you. So Mark, what was that again?
Yeah, so my first action is the rage, so I didn't rage originally, so that's all know what it is.
So first action raged.
Yeah. Now, I was already in action 2.
Mm-hmm.
If the tentacle pulls within melee range of me, I will swing my great sword, which is currently on fire because I raged.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just pretty much chop it in half, I think. As barbarians do.
Okay.
So I feel the tentacle's the more important thing at the moment. So I'm sure really, while I as 2IC would like to be there for Willie, I think Willie's got this. Because Harry with the win, and I'll catch up eventually.
Okay, and as you're looking, the three rats of unusual size sort of look between their handlers and parry, ignoring Willie completely. Apparently you don't smell as nice as an oiled up morsel.
Well, we had to scrape all that cat fur off him before, so...
Well, he has seasoned himself.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to duck to the bathroom as Willie thinks about what he's going to do next.
Bit of charm, a bit of burly.
So is it my go next?
It'll be your go next.
Oh, God.
So what Parry's done, he's played into the 7 deadly sins with this whole lust. No?
All the way through, he's just been a man-whore.
Or all these characters?
Well, just this character.
Oh, this character.
This is the original.
Right.
So his character's been a whore. Yeah.
Right.
I would go and get there, Willie, but I try to get that table first.
Yeah, man, I trust your assessment. You
So I
got
had
to
all planned out. I was going to do a run, and then I was going to do a sudden charge to come in there and just knock one of the guys' heads off.
you got to do what you got to do.
Alright, look. I've got to look after, is it a cat girl? Can I call it cat girl then, or not? Is it a girl? Is it a cat?
Cat boy.
Right.
Cat
Cat
boy.
boy. Okay. So, the official name is Cat Boy, right? So,
Angry cat.
yeah, I'll look after Cat Boy and hopefully somehow save Andre. Yeah. I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll catch up.
Well, assuming I'm still alive when you make it into the room,
Oh,
I'll
look.
be glad of your company.
Oh, look at it. If the great sword hits on the first hit, I might get rid of the tentacle bit with me, I'm pretty sure.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, I've got to hit the great sword. I haven't hit for the last 6 sessions, but anyway, we'll get there. I'm due for a good roll in the great sword one day.
One day.
Okay, so what does Willie wish to do now that you've got apparently a star amongst you?
Okay. I'm going to, as a free action, call out Ripper Claws! And as I'm doing that, I'm looking around the room. What's going on?
Okay,
What's in the room? Other than the...
But besides the things in the room, to the north is a squeezing entrance to another chamber. Okay, and to the east is a well-lit room with the sound of industry.
Hey, Jasper, which way's north?
Yeah.
When you call out, that Ripper Claws, you hear from the northern squeezable area. What?
Okay. So I'm assuming the looking around, taking stock of what's going on around me is an action. So I'm going to activate my inner upheaval. I'll make it force. And I reluctantly... With my arm attacks, supposedly I can do non-lethal damage. Supposedly.
Well, the point is you have to declare that it's non-lethal with the strike for it to count as non-lethal.
Alright.
If you just attack and don't declare anything, it's always assumed lethal.
Yeah. Especially because I've got big shot things. So no, what I'll do is I'll do non-lethal damage. Because I can't just slaughter these things. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're about. So murdering potentially, I use the word really loosely, innocent rat people seems in poor form.
So you're a really good character.
Well, I'm not, but Murdering is not something my character is particularly.
Well, he's trying to be the hero.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
So
He's
you're trying to
doing
be-
it after all.
So you're trying to be the Captain America kind of person.
No. He really is not a good person. He's just not into murdering people all that much. So I will lightly pummel one of the rat people, attempting to, I guess, knock them out.
Okay, give me a pummel check.
I will do a Hadouken,
Mm-hmm.
and I will add in stunning, because why not?
Though I'd have to say they're already slightly stunned.
I know, but I want to make it permanent if I can.
Well, that sounds a little lethal to me.
Well, permanently unconscious. But yes.
Isn't that another form for dead?
No, not where Lily's concerned.
I think Martin is trying to write the narrative here.
I know, right?
Well, he said permanently unconscious. That means they're never going to wake up.
Alright, so
I'm just picking on the wording, that's all.
a 32 and a 27.
Okay, so with your 32, it is a critical hit. With your 27, it's a hit.
Alright. So I will do not much damage. So 6 is 10, doubled is 20 plus 26, so 23, 26. Yeah, 26. Brain work not good. 26 is 32.
32, okay, it looks like you have bloodied him. Boosh, boosh. You wish to follow up with a third action? Or is that all three of your actions? Because it's a double action to do that, isn't it?
No, I think it's a single action.
Then you'd have a free action left.
I'll have another go.
So that would be a -8, I believe.
No, they're
Because standard is -5, and being agile would make it -4.
Yep. But I think the Hadouken only gives me -2.
In which case, then it would be a
Yes.
-4.
4. So I think it's -6, but regardless. It's not going to be a critical, but I think it would be a hit. So that's a 17 on the dice, so at -6, that'll be a 27.
27 will make it a standard hit, not a critical.
Cool. So 6 is 13 points.
13 points on the same one you were hitting?
Yep.
Okay, so he goes down unconscious.
Yay! I didn't kill him.
Well, you chose not to kill him.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd look up the specifics for you so we can confirm it next time we do it. So you were doing the flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Apply your attack penalty to the strikes normally. So basically it would have been a -8 on that roll. On the roll afterwards.
On the second one.
On the -8 on the second action.
Yeah.
Yes, the second attack action.
Oh, okay. So
But you still would have hit.
Okay.
Because after all, you were standing there going, "Oh, parry."
This is always interesting when you check these things.
Cool.
Why would
If
you
you
get
want to have a further look, there's the stuff there. Okay, so that is where he's going. Parry is doing his dashing smile to get more adoring fans. And the remaining two haven't even noticed Willie taking down one of their numbers. They're so busy watching the muscles, the movements, the mix of
The
elf and
ripple,
dwarf.
the glow, the shiny. I'll fill in for Josh.
And I'm sure he even does the rip the pants off action, because they're only Velcro together in this world.
Oh, it's not even press book, so you don't get that cool like pop.
Well, he might just rip them off and then figure out he'll sew them back together again later, with the help of one of his adoring fans.
I'm sure he has an endless supply in his wardrobe.
Okay, now on to Andre. So, you're currently going down a hole of water. What would you like to do?
Actually, well, maybe I should have done this earlier. I'm going to get my second bottle of water breathing and put it and drink it.
It's not as easy to drink something underwater as you think.
I know, that's why I'm going to try to use all my actions trying to do that.
Okay, as you're tumbling down a pipe, it's not easy to get something out.
Okay.
Order labels.
How many potions do you have?
I've used up one, I've only got one left. That's why I was asking
So, Ross, the only potion you have on you have no other potions on you except one potion of water breathing. That's what you've just stated.
From what?
You don't have holy water, you don't have oil, you don't have...
Well, I do have holy water, but that's in a different type of flask.
And you have no healing potions, you have no anti-plagues, anti-venoms.
With the potion, those? No, I actually don't. Because I've been basically relying on spells. I haven't hassled our crazy gnome for other potions yet. So I've used that potion that he gave me for the anti-plague.
Okay, so now I'm going to get you to make a acrobatics check as you're going through the down a pipe as you're doing this.
Okay, that is a 28 upgraded.
Okay, so yes, you managed.
No, 26 upgraded. So
you managed to find the potion and get it out. Now I'm going to make it a follow-up check, because it was one to find the potion, one to get it out safely. But I gave you both checks in one because you got a natural 20. Now's the check to take it as a acrobatics check. Sometimes the dice are with you, sometimes they're not.
Yeah, that's very true.
That is a 24.
Okay, sir. As you're taking the potion, you seem to take in some of the silver water as well.
If you really get to enough.
Yeah, how bad can it be?
Quite bad considering it can actually clog things up. Because it's breathe water, not sludge.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so yes, you have down to the potion as your action as you have slid further and further down the pipe. Might have been handy to brace and stop yourself going further.
Swim to the surface.
Well, he's currently got water pushing down on him.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't.
Okay, so that brings us to Jasper. Unbeknownst to you, he is now past the length of your rope.
Unbeknownst to me,
As there is also a tentacle creature coming your way.
I Alright, I tied the rope to myself or anchored it to something in my last actions.
You were the only thing to anchor it to, unless you decided to anchor it to the halfling beside you or the barbarian, but I don't believe they were close enough at the time to do so.
No, they weren't close enough at the time. As long as I have my hands free currently, that's fine.
Currently up the clock. If my Latin's correct.
I am going to cast Daze on the tentacle creature.
Okay, what does that require on my end?
I am just looking that up. Give me 2 seconds. 60 feet, fence will, so I'm guessing that's a will saving throw? Let me read. You push into the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. The jolt deals 1d6 mental damage with a basic will save. If the target critically fails the save, it is also stunned 1.
Just looking up the details of days to confirm. Days, target 1 creature, 60 feet, roll 1 round. Okay, so it's a will saving throw. What is your spell save DC?
Spell save DC. DC is 23.
Okay, so it is critically failed.
Nice.
Ooh.
Stun 1.
Alright, so it is stun 1 and it takes 6 points of mental damage.
No. That's
No?
not correct.
No?
Did you just roll a d6? Or 2d6?
1d6.
Did you read the spell?
The jolt deals 1d6 mental damage with a basic will save.
It's a cantrip.
Yes.
You can cast 3rd level spells, correct?
So it's heightened to 3rd, isn't it?
Oh, is it automatically heightened? Sorry, it's been a while since I've played.
Spellcasters.
Spellcaster. Yeah. I will have to update my sheet with that.
Just confirming what the spell said again. It's amusing having to actually.
Magic.
I haven't played them.
Wow, I almost
Like
rolled
Turkey
max
original.
damage.
She left the party to look after
I rolled another 6 and a 5. And is that do I add anything to that?
This is
You do not.
No, okay. So that would be 17 points of mental damage. Thank you very much.
17 points of mental damage.
ouch.
Yeah.
17. I rolled two 6s and a 5, so I did not realize that cantrips were. Sorry, I should say I forgot that they were automatically heightened. So yeah.
Okay, so that's better than Daze. Daze only does 2d6.
I also have days.
Do we have weeks?
Actually, no, sorry. No, this is days.
Okay, so it loses one of its actions. Okay, so
That was helpful.
Jasper is quite happy with the days that he threw until right in front of him, out of the water, jaws bigger than Jasper just rise slowly out of the water.
Oh, right?
You got their attention.
Which also doesn't trigger the...
My action.
yes, because it hasn't moved closer.
Yeah.
And you see that the tentacle is attached to the back of this creature.
I kissed it off. Yay!
Yes, as its teeth come out of the thing, and it causes you to make a fortitude saving throw. As does our halfling and orc friend.
So it's a bloody big angular fish type thing.
No,
No, it's a squid.
Montague.
Lots of pointy teeth.
Big shot.
Does it cover the melee range or not?
It has not moved into melee range of the orc because the orc didn't move in front of the cat.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. So, fortitude save?
Fortitude saving throw for the three of you.
This would be a nausea effect, I imagine.
Where's fortitude?
As you are hit by an overwhelming stench.
17
Oh, there.
short scope.
Oh, that's a 15 for me.
Jasper, used to the sewers, rolled a 22.
Okay, so looks like Scar is sickened. And looks like our Dun is also sickened. Okay. And so then it goes and tries to numb the cat that has angered it by hurting its brain.
You hurt my brain.
My brain hurts.
As its big jaws try to close around Jasper, hitting an armor class of 27.
It hits.
What is your actual armor class?
20.
Okay, it does a measly 9 points of piercing damage.
Fort saves incoming.
And yes, it is a fortitude save again. Though now you have a -2 to the roll, even though you made your check before.
Yep. -2, 28.
Okay. Just making
You're
some
rolling low.
notes there. Okay, so then it you see a tentacle flick out of the water and try to wrap around Jasper.
Does that mean the tentacle's coming closer?
Nope, because the creature hasn't moved closer.
But the tentacle might have.
The tentacle flicked out.
I'm trying to get you shot, man.
I know.
Yeah.
The,
If the tentacle was the thing that I had set for the trigger,
and that's not the thing that moved closer.
right?
As a barbed tentacle appears in the water, that wasn't what you were targeting.
Right.
Okay, so this is a 23. What was your armor class again?
20, so it's a hit.
Okay. So that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're grabbed.
The claw parts are
Great.
Oh, we just
And I am grabbed. Grappled, right?
I believe that is the well, it's technically grabbed because this is Pathfinder, not D&D.
Right. Grabbed. It just sounds so wrong.
Yes, you have been grabbed by tentacles.
Grapple! No!
No! This is not Harry's wet dream!
Well, you know you shouldn't have read that book.
What is it?
No, really.
Japanese hentai incoming.
Which now brings us to Doom, who is sickened.
Right. So I got to establish the trigger before I can attack.
Well, no, you can attack now, just that your trigger didn't go off, so it
I didn't get the opportunity to attack.
Yes.
Okay. Well, no way I'm getting close enough to stab with a sword. Just getting javelins.
Cool. Throw your javelins.
Yeah.
Hope you don't hit the cat. Yeah, I know. Who really cares?
What's that? That is a 19.
With a -1 for being sickened.
That's an 18.
You miss.
You can have a second shot, but
Not with that, because that's been thrown.
yeah, but more javelins.
Yes, you can pull more javelins out.
I can ready another javelin, and I can bring my shield up and ready my javelin. Because being a Tartas, I can be shielded and still throw.
But he has to spend an action to pull one out, and then one to raise the shield. So that is that happening,
I
and
still don't know what damage my weapons do anyway, so.
so both of the other two were-rats move over to parry and start helping Groom parry.
Well.
Okay.
Because hey, he is doing the muscular show-off look, as he's still quite tasty.
Well, also the cat mentioned, yeah.
Okay, so this brings us to Scar. How will Scar save the day? Will he save the cat? Will he deal with the tentacle monster?
Okay.
Will he have an interesting story to tell his fellow orcs in the future?
I will do. I've got a class feat called Shake It Off, which means there's one action while I'm raised, I get to remove one frightening or condition kind of thing. So
Does it remove any condition?
it includes frightening, sickening, and a few other sections.
It is sickened, so that's what you have. You can use that to... and what happens while you're doing that?
It's basically just a one action thing. So it's only used while I'm raised, and it's basically just like it's like barbarian kind of like, yeah, it doesn't affect me kind of thing.
So it's an action to get rid of the sickened.
Which is not a bad thing for you to do, because otherwise you would actually have to spend a specific action and a dice roll to get rid of it.
To vomit.
Correct, yeah, that's why I chose the feat for that reason.
Nice.
Okay, that's one action. The other one, okay, now I've got a thing called Sudden Charge, which is two actions.
Mm-hmm.
Means I can dash through a foe and then swing. Because this thing's in the water,
Mm-hmm.
can I use that to leap and just basically put my great sword through?
Well, as you're in the water, dashing through it would basically take up half your movement.
Okay.
So, as it's not that far away from you, you can do the dash and hit.
Okay, well, yeah, because this one allows me to do double dash when I do it and hit, but I don't need to go that far. So, yeah, I want to move to just get it within melee range of it and hit it pretty much, right?
Okay, you move into melee range and you can smash.
Okay. 25?
25 is a hit.
Seriously, I need to change myself. That's 19 points of fire damage.
Okay, 19 points.
Fire damage slashing. Great slashing. And magical. That helps as well.
It always helps to know the pile of it. Okay, so you believe you have just pushed it into the bloodied condition.
Oh, good on you.
So bloodied condition means you have delivered half its hit points.
Right.
which sometimes gives it extra abilities like rage and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like, I just made it angry.
Yeah.
Bugger.
I threw my stick at it. I've caused the least amount of angst.
Okay, so, Willie, you have 3 rats have now turned and looked at you with that, well, we're no longer distracted.
Good rats. Good rats.
The first one hits an armor class of 18.
Yes. Whoa. Good rats.
The second one critically fumbles on an armor class of 6.
Can you critically fail twice with a roll that low?
No, you get the card.
Oh, you got the card, that's right.
Which means they could literally still hit him.
I don't want to catch. Yeah, actually, they're only rats.
Flying
I'll
rat.
catch them.
So they're going fist first, they go bum first.
Okay, so that rat is now off balance. Don't worry, one of the critical misses is friendly fire on this card.
Chomp.
You hit the ally nearest the target, and if that ally is behind you, you can still hit the person behind you.
Nice.
Okay, and the last one hits an armor class of 11.
No.
Okay, so they only get 1 attack on you, that's all they get.
Is that a critical miss for you?
What was that?
Ooh.
What was that, Mark?
Is it a critical miss for you? Because I thought you had higher than 20.
Yes, but in these cases, they basically didn't get any further actions because they're doing so poorly.
Okay, cool. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, and that brings us round to Willie. You're surrounded by dirty rats.
You dirty rats.
Free action. The character says, "Come face me!"
And you hear this, okay!
And I swap to lethal damage because these are rats,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
You don't murder rats, you exterminate them.
I'm not speciest. But yeah, so I'll give him a slash. First attack's going to be...
You're not species, but dinner.
Ratatouille.
Rat burger is a thing in one
Oh,
of
hang
the
on, there's
cities.
3 of them, is it? So it'd be Ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
I will. First, this time, first action will be to use upheaval,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm going to do force.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them I will tiger slash,
Mm-hmm.
slash, and then I'll do separate attacks on the other ones.
Go for your slash.
So 21.
21 is a definite hit.
So I will do a massive. Oh, for God's sake! Fucking hell! 11 points.
How would you like to kill it?
Just basically tear it to ribbons.
Okay, so you rip a big chunk of it with bits of bone flying as it goes down, and the rat helping clean Parry the rat man working on Parry turns and goes, "Parry, no!" His rat called Parry.
The character's like, "Oh no!" No, I feel bad.
You've just killed his pet.
Yeah, no. I feel bad.
Continue.
Evil manipulation.
Yeah, bloody hell.
The more colour you add, the more it gets colourful.
Alright. So, the second one, I'll just do a normal slash. Which is going to be a 29.
29, that is a critical hit.
Just dead.
Most likely dead. How would you like to kill this one?
Same. I just slash.
Okay.
Sort of a leg, and half its hind leg comes off.
You see the beating heart fly across the room. As he goes, "Jerry, no!"
Cherry. And the last one, hopefully will hit, but we'll see.
What was the name of the last rat going to be?
Parry Jr.
19 on the dice, so a What's that? 28.
28. Another critical hit.
Very
again, I'll do effectively monkey stomp the head. So the head
Okay.
crunch.
And he goes, Louise, no!
Louise?
Louise.
You make me feel so bad.
No, I was just trying to figure out the cultural references.
Okay.
Right nomenclature.
And that brings us to Parry doing the clean himself off of all the muck that's just been thrown his direction. And he gives the poor distraught rat man a hug.
Come on, guys. Look, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so it's now Jasper's turn. You are feeling a little grabbed today.
Coming to grips.
Yes, I am feeling a little grabbed. So my first action is going to be trying to get out of the grab. And I forget what kind of roll it is. Is it acrobatics or athletics?
It will be a acrobatics check or athletic. I'd go with pick one. You can do either.
I'm going to just stealthily, well not stealthily, I'm going to use my cat-like reflexes to wriggle my way out.
And let's see how good you are.
Acrobatics.
My acrobatics of 24.
Okay, you seem to be stuck.
No, well, that didn't work.
It has still got you. Obviously, it's stuck on you.
Fantastic.
There's an advantage in going last.
Yeah. There is sometimes a great advantage in going last. I am. Sorry, I'm just. Up.
Start it again.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Oh, why can I not see dizzying colors?
Oh, you see there long enough, you probably will.
No, I'm trying to find this, because it's in the other book, that's why, sorry. I really wish that they just, like, waited and brought one book out, because it's really annoying to have to keep swapping between...
It's why I try to limit the number of books people are pulling stuff from, because it does make it very hard to...
Yeah, I mean, but this is just the Core 1 and Core 2 books, so it's not like it's anything unusual.
What's the spell you're using?
Dizzying colors. Or I'm looking it up, I should say.
Dizzying Colours is not in Core 2.
No, I know, that's because I was looking at my other spell, which was Haunting Hymns in Core 2.
With a cantrip would have been the way to go, but you know.
Dizzying Colours, spell 1, had 2 action casting, 15-foot cone. Duration 1 or more rounds with a will save.
Is that the one that Parry used to knock me out or to make me blind?
That's the one he used to stun the orc for the...
To make me blind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if failure is stun 1, blind 1, and dazzled for a minute, critical fail is stun 1 for a round, blinded for a minute.
And you get the critical fire.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Dizzying Colours.
Okay, so let's start with the flat check.
Flat check.
being grappled makes cut spellcasting difficult.
You get on a d20, no modifier.
Okay, roll 19.
Then you do get to get your spell off. Otherwise, if you had have rolled 1 to 4, your spell would have been broken while being cast, and you would have lost your action.
Oh, okay. So it makes a little saving throw.
Mm-hmm. And what is your DC? 23. Okay, so technically it failed, but not critically failed.
The failure of the creature's stunned 1, blinded for 1 round, and dazzled for a minute.
Okay. Quite a big spell to drop. As I keep pulling out the cards to represent all the different effects we're dropping.
It's got a bit of wrong.
I should also mark off that I have used these spells today.
So the difference between 5e and this has gone back to the old style of you prepare the spell in a slot.
Right.
So you use that spell, you can't use that spell again unless you prepared it in another slot.
Ah. The old,
Vancian system, which is pretty terrible to be honest. Okay, so
this is the original way I used to do D&D, wasn't it?
the creature is blinded. It is, you hear a deep guttural voice saying, "Not like feed mom," as it tries to position you. Give me an athletics check.
My probably poorest skill in existence. That is 16 plus 6. 22.
Okay, compared to its 30, you sort of failed.
No.
As you get the sinking feeling. So you know that weight you tied to you to keep the rope going down?
Mm-hmm.
You've just followed where the rope was going.
Yay.
In the water.
Fantastic. Yep.
Okay, and it does a tries to do a tentacle touch on the orc,
Because I haven't interfered with it yet.
and so Mark, what is your armor class?
23.
23. It got a downgraded 15, so it didn't actually trigger a card critical. It was just shy of a card critical.
What does that mean?
It has to get 10 below the number and get a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So there is a critical fumble deck. If that triggered every time you got a less than 10 off the target, it would be quite nasty.
Yeah.
So it only triggers if you get a natural 1 and it is 10 below the target.
Right.
Is that a melee attack, Mark? Or?
Same with a critical hit.
It just... So, sorry, what was that, Mark?
Is it a melee attack or ranged?
That was a melee attack.
Cool, okay. That's alright. Range is 25, that's all.
As it is right beside you because you went up and attacked it. And that means it has 1 action left. Just checking
Is
to
it
see.
stunned?
It is stunned. It has no action left.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said it had an action left. Sorry.
I did, and I forgot about the stunned, and you reminded me, and I said, no, it has no action left.
Oh, right,
Also,
sorry.
isn't it blind?
It is blind, which meant it was also going to have a mischance on Mark if it had hit Mark.
Yeah, true. Good call.
Right.
But there's no point rolling the mischance if it doesn't hit.
You don't hit. Yeah.
And he almost critically missed, so it would have been even funnier. Okay, so that is the creature's turn. Now we're up to Dun. You've just lost your cat as well. It's catastrophic.
What a catastrophe. I'm going to be catatonic over this one. Okay. I have a javelin in hand and I cast javelin.
Okay.
Oh, that's 19 plus 15 goes 34.
So that becomes a critical hit.
Oh.
You're still nauseous? Still.
He still has the -5 to his, no, -1 to his thing for
34 goes 33.
Yeah, so it's still a critical hit.
How much damage does a javelin do when thrown?
Should be the same as when you don't throw it.
Which I don't know because it's not marked in mine.
I think it's 1d6, but I'll double check.
That's what I'm thinking it would be. But I'm going on D&D for that though,
I
unfortunately.
run way too many systems, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to look it
All
up.
mashed together in your brain.
Checking for you now, Martin.
In 2nd edition, different weapons did different damages against different armor classes.
And if you go back to Basic had different damages based on the type of creature you're attacking.
Yeah.
Okay, simple melee weapon. Not a javelin. Let me see. Ranged weapon. Javelin. Damage 1d6.
No other modifiers to the damage, is it?
There is a thing for the group of dart. So do you have the crit? You probably don't have crit effects, do you?
I don't know. You're speaking another language.
Okay, so there's a crit specialization that fighters get. I'm not sure if you get it as your character type.
Your base class is a what?
I am a ranger. Oh,
I'll check that for now. So.
I got
I
hard
don't think
train.
Rangers get it till later, I think. But. Specialization. I know the barbarian sort of the basic range.
Okay, so at 5th level he got ranger weapon expertise,
Yeah.
which means that he does access the critical effect of the weapon.
Right.
As it is of the dart specialization, the target will take 1d6 persistent bleed damage.
Yeah. So I'm rolling 2d6.
Well, you roll 1d6, and then you roll a d6 for bleed afterwards.
1.
Add your strength bonus,
That's 2.
so you do 2 damage,
Yeah, I did my part.
and then you roll a d6 to say how much of a bleed you do.
5.
Okay, so it will take 5 bleed on each of its turns.
Oh, cool. That was open up.
So you're more effective at the ongoing damage than you were at the original damage.
Yeah, I scratched the artery.
Which then brings us to beware at he's now sobbing on Parry's shoulder.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Not bad enough that you can kill 2 more.
No, I killed their pets. I feel my character's like, oh, what the.
And you hear him yelling at you, "You monster! You big monster! Wait, why you come here and kill my pets? I rid them from a young little hatchling."
From pups.
Lost in translation.
As you hear a booming voice going, "What? Who dares kill our pets?"
Does it sound like Ripper Claws?
Yep, he's. You hear him saying, "I'm gonna come and make you pay for that."
$5.73 plus VAT.
I challenge you to a duel.
How about a trill?
Watch out, he modulates parry as his champion.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Scott.
I'm going to make sure this creature doesn't live anymore, so I'll attack again. So I take this dice tower at the moment. That is a 18.
Okay, you swing, and unfortunately your blow's not strong enough to get through the hide.
Well, I'm going to roll again with a -5. And I'm going to roll the dice up this time with the dice out because it's not working. Well, I've had 2 2s and 3 so far, so I think I need to change the technique. So.
Hey, I have to say that the dice tower is consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't complain about that.
Okay, that's better. 31 -5 is 26.
Okay, that is a hit, but not a crit.
That's enough. That's okay.
Bleeding with a javelin hanging out of him.
Yeah. Spur.
23 points of damage, fire, magical slashing.
Okay, and what do you do with your last action?
Is it still up or?
It's still up.
Can you give it another go?
Yeah, why not?
It starts to get a bit iffy because you're getting -5 for the second shot, minus another -5 for the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's -10. And all you got to do is miss by 10, and you got a critical miss. So you got to be careful.
It's the law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck a dice across the room right now.
Was that a natural one?
No, a 3 and make it a 5, and it'll be 8.
Total of 8, you critically miss.
Yeah, sorry, start the story. But
So what do you do with your critical miss?
I can got a feeling I know what you want to do with it.
I'll do plenty with it if given the choice.
Apologies, I don't have any gluten-free ones.
That's fine.
Thank you.
It's just warmed up slightly.
I think it drops on the ground in my head. I either fall in the water, or I do I'll slip and just line my button. Right. I'll look at you and decide which one you like first.
Okay, I shall give you a... let's see, we shall make it a reflex saving throw.
Reflex? That's not too bad. Okay. 23.
Okay, so both your legs have fallen down a hole, but you're now sitting neck deep in sewage.
Wonderful. If I had my cat here, panther here, it'd be laughing, it'd be giggling itself silly in the corner.
And you are right next to its teeth.
Wonderful. Sure, nothing will happen with this at all.
And just the fact that its teeth are almost as long as your weapon.
That's okay. That's so good.
You've been in worse positions before.
I have.
Admittedly, you didn't survive them either, but you know.
Okay, Willie. We're back to
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
You're being told that you're being challenged.
Come get some! I stop.
Oh,
Well,
if he's been challenged to a duel, maybe he has the right to choose weapons.
Okay, it's not even going to go down that road. I kind of indicate to the were-rats, not that I know they're were-rats, the rat people, and I sort of go, sorry, look, I'm sorry. That's one action. I start moving over, and then I move over towards the dark hole where I heard the voice come out of, and I'm, get out here, you coward! Let's do this! And I stand there and I wait.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go.
Okay. Now, Parry does a continue comforting the sobbing were-rat
It's okay, but
and giving Willie a thumbs up with that cheeky grin of his
way to make my character feel bad.
and saying, "You've got this."
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Cut his head off.
Okay, Andre, what would you like to do? You're down a hole, and you're falling and can't get up. But on the bright side, you don't have to worry about drowning.
He's in a cracking hole.
So, the water's no longer pushing me down.
Oh, water's still pushing you down.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can start to ascend from this hole.
You're continuing to go down. You haven't even tried to stop your ascent in 3 rounds. This is your 3rd round of not slowing yourself. You spent an entire round just getting something out of your backpack and drinking it.
Yep. Yeah, well, since I've now done that, I'm now going to try to stop myself and trying to get back up again.
Okay, that is an athletics check. You currently have disadvantage.
Oh, lovely.
I aim to please.
Well, it's nice of him to point out the trap for us.
Well, the only way I can get lower is if I critically fail, even worse. Okay, see if I can... Ah, you got to be kidding.
Critical one?
No. The total opposite of what I rolled.
You got a natural 20 here.
No. Close. I rolled a 2 and then I rolled a 19. So that was 10 with a disadvantage.
Okay, apparently sticking your hands on the walls hasn't slowed your descent whatsoever. And if anything, it's making you spin. You now have no idea which direction is north.
Well, on the plus side, I honestly didn't have any idea where the direction of north was.
You would have had before you stepped in from what the party had been saying.
Well, it's more of I have no idea what's the direction of... actually, no, it'd be... Up would be the opposite of me being forced down.
Yeah, up is up, down is down. Until you go through an S-bend.
Then down is up. Oh, but it could be a P trap as opposed to an S trap.
Joys of preparation, yeah?
Absolute joy.
Isn't that what you're helping so for?
Yes.
On the plus side, at least I've got a lot of spells for cleansing of afflictions.
Oh, you're effective at being underwater.
Okay, so what are you doing for action number 2? You failed action number 1.
I'm going to try again.
Okay. That will be a -5 to your athletics check. And still got disadvantage. Attempting the same action in a round generally incurs the penalty.
Oh. Okay. Again, if it was an advantage, that would have been a crit, but 15.
15.
I rolled a lot better than this one.
Okay, you seem to be slowing yourself down slightly, but not by much. You seem to be now descending about half the speed you were. What would you like to do with your last action?
So all I can see is being in a tube of some sort.
You're in a pipe that was going down.
Right.
Of course, these pipes only go down so far.
You'd think.
Well, every pipe has to finish at some point.
True.
Because there's no infinite pipe. Unless you're a
skateboarder.
Unless it goes into another plane. In which case then it could literally be an infinite pipe.
Yeah.
I am really hoping that's not the case.
And what is your final action?
Oh, I actually do. If I try that again, I'm at -10.
That is correct.
That's a guaranteed way to have yourself getting close to being dead. Try praying.
Charisma probably won't save him.
Charisma, I've gone down the drain.
Again.
No, I've been flushed.
And hearing the voice going, and
I am going to keep calm and carry on.
okay, so
I have basically I'm going to get myself ready to try to... Can I actually do that?
you can try to keep calm, but as you slide just that little bit further, you find the walls disappear. And then you're free floating. As you're no longer in a pipe.
That's pitch black.
It is, because he has no light. And he's in the middle of liquid, so he can't see through the liquid. Because it's not clear.
Yeah, but I do have dark vision, but yeah, having the ability not to...
Most people cannot see through poo.
Yeah.
As you then hit a splash. As you hit a big pool of water and other stuff.
Huh? What? I thought I was already in water.
You're in a moving pipe where it was pushing the water down to fall into a reservoir.
Okay.
You have now hit the bigger pool of water.
Okay. So I'm now on the surface of this reservoir.
Not necessarily. When you fall fast enough, you generally go under the water and you have to swim to the top.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be swimming to...
You don't get another action. You had your actions. So that brings us to Jasper. You're falling and can't get up.
It's just not just falling, I'm getting dragged down by a rock. I am going to try and undo the rope that is around me.
Okay, I'm gonna make that a let's make it an acrobatics check unless you cut it.
Acrobatics check.
And then I wouldn't want to be the person underneath that rock.
Oh well. This is 21.
21. Okay, you've set the rope free as you feel the rope disappear.
Cool. I'm going to try and spend my next two actions to swim up.
Can you have swimming speed?
I do not have a swimming speed, so I presume I have to do a roll for that?
I am going to make it a athletics check to try to slow your descent.
Mm-hmm. This is going to go well.
Are you going to use your claws?
Yeah, I do, because I just rolled a natural 20. So that is a 26 upgraded.
Okay, yes, you managed to stop your descent in moments. You get this sense of you flung the stone quite well.
Andre's gonna have a headache.
Well, Andre's going to have a rope to help. Would have been a lot more interesting to have had these.
Andre doesn't know that this rock-tight rope is coming his way, but either way.
You're helping. So what would you like to do with your last action?
Can I, because I'm in muddy, murky water, right?
You are, yes.
I'm going to attempt to climb climb out, climb up? I don't know how it works.
You can pretty much scuttle up 10 feet without any need to do anything.
Okay, I will do that then.
Okay. That brings us to the tentacle guy.
Let's call it. Yes, we're silently sending you.
You see the tentacle turn and look at Scar. As it tries to bite you.
No longer stunned, no longer
Blinded.
bedazzled. I
Mm.
don't know what that means.
I didn't heard of it. So
It's still bleeding too.
Oh yeah, well, so it takes 5 damage, 5 bleed damage? Is that how that works?
Yep. It doesn't see Scar, so it turns and looks, and then it sees.
Oh, no one else there is.
That Dazzle worked. So Dazzle protects Scar, but didn't protect our other halfling of the group.
Right.
okay.
And so then it tries to flick out and hit you.
Armor class 25.
Okay, so it hits a 17. Not quite a critical miss. And not
Oh, I do have
bad.
my shield up too.
Not bad for the fact that it was blinded, dazzled, and stunned.
What does the shield add to the armor class?
It adds to the armor class if it's raised. If it's not raised, you don't get any bonuses at all from the shield.
Yeah, because I had been an action raising my
It's
shield.
normally +1 or +2, and then you can use a reaction to absorb some of the damage.
Right.
But that means
Ruins your shield.
when you absorb the damage, the shield takes half the damage.
Yeah. That's the whole point of the shield in the first place.
And in all the versions of D&D, this is the only one where the shield actually takes damage as the base rule.
Mm-hmm.
I have incorporated it into the level up
The
version.
shield's meant to break.
Okay, so it had its big attack.
So it rolled armor class 17, and if I add my 25 with my raised shield to it, what does that take the 25 to?
What kind of shield do you have? Is it small or?
Well, look, I'm 3 foot bloody tall. Any shield's going to be huge.
Depends on the shield, it can go from +1 to +2, depends on the size.
If you look at my character there, it takes up half my body.
Okay, so it's a small shield and you +1, okay? Yeah.
That would actually be medium shield for a small person.
Yep. Okay, that might be okay, then we'll look at +2.
+2.
Cool. Would that then make it into a fail?
It would make it a critical failure.
Right.
Okay, so it seems to have lost sight of you.
It's not bloody difficult, I can tell you.
Well, considering it has about 40 eyes, it is fairly difficult for it to lose sight of you.
I suppose an advantage being 3 foot tall.
Also because someone has lamed it.
Yeah.
And that brings us to your go.
Hello.
You're still second.
Yes. So instead of throwing the javelin, I'm going to have to stab with the javelin.
Okay. You move in closer as an action
Yeah.
because you can't actually stab beside you because it has reach, which is how it was able to try to attack you.
Yeah. I don't know why I'll have to get in because the thing is almost so well aware that my javelins are limited in number.
And so that is one action to move to there,
Yes.
and you get to make an attack.
Righto. Here we go. Handheld.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. What was it? Plus 15. That's 35. That's 34.
34 upgraded means you get a card critical,
Nice!
which means you might get a special effect on top of your normal critical.
And the damn thing's still bleeding from the first javelin that it hit was.
So just to make it even more fitting, you get the critical hit javelin catcher.
Nice.
Right.
So basically, after your damage is done, it is tripled.
Oh, so triple damage.
4 goes 12.
So that is 12.
4 plus your strength.
4.
No, okay. 4, my strength is 5.
So that would take it to 10, and then it is tripled to 30.
Right.
Is that bleeding damage also tripled?
No, because it has to be living for the bleeding damage to happen.
And he just killed it.
Okay, so if that was a living thing, it would have had triple bleeding damage.
No, it wouldn't have had triple bleeding damage because bleeding damage is an effect, not damage.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an effect with a critical with the damage. Okay, fair enough. Yep.
So it adds bleed damage to on a critical hit, but it's not an actual damage roll.
Yep.
So it doesn't get multiplied because it is only available on a crit.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So did I kill it?
You did kill it.
Go. Half
Calamari.
No, I would need it. Yeah.
Sauteed in sauce.
As you realise, it had 3 clawed feet, 2 arm tentacles, and an eye tentacle. Its tongue was longer than Scar.
It's an otehr? Yeah.
And Parry would have been disappointed.
Though it is interesting to describe it without actually telling people what it is.
Yeah.
Because, hey, it is quite horrific when you deal with something that you can't tell.
Yeah.
And it had reposition as one of its abilities, so it was feeding its mom. Okay, just a little bit there of foreshadowing.
Just remember that's
Okay, so
Should we go sieving through the sewer refuse to find the components to see?
okay, so as you're watching that little gap, you see the larger of the wear-outs you'll see. The other ones have been small. This one is probably hitting about the 5'5" mark. As he slides through the gap quite easily and pulls out a sword that starts to hum and glow, as it looks like he has quite the interesting silver rapier.
So he's got a silver rapier and a sword.
His sword is a silver rapier.
Okay.
Because a rapier is a sword.
Yes.
Yes. It's a very thin sword.
And he sort of gets himself into a stance with the blade ready, and you can see him pull out a little dagger facing backwards.
Uh-huh.
Does he have any religious symbols or anything else like that on him?
Looking at him, he does not actually have a religious symbol showing. But he does have lots of pouches, and he is covered in chainmail. So he looks a lot like that.
Ah, cool.
The hunched big.
Did they put serrated teeth on a rapier?
No, it's just his fur.
Okay.
Because the blade goes along his throat.
What? They destroyed the rapier.
Okay, just looking and seeing what they've given him for that.
If you own a saber, you could cut the rapier in half.
Yes. Fighting,
Okay,
yeah.
so that brings us to Scar. Someone kill stole on you.
It's noted. Okay. I don't know this person well enough yet, so it's quite noted on the list.
And you apparently have lost 2 of your party members. How careless.
Ooh, I got one lost. Or one in the water, isn't it?
There are 2 of them fell down a hole. On your watch too.
My fault people slip over, come on. Honestly, Andre doesn't himself. Okay.
One's
Well, I didn't so much fall in and get tossed in, but thank you very much.
Again, we're looking at this right. You got loose from the creature, but you fell in the water there.
And the fact that the things are intelligent is actually quite amusing.
Yes.
I got thrown in by the tentacle creature, and yes.
Yeah.
Can I see her in the water?
Do you stick your head into the gunk?
Well, I've got to get out of my hole first. I fell in my hole in my...
Your legs are in the hole that the cat is down, yes. You can go catfishing if you like.
Go noodling.
Just slip off the edge and
So in theory, he is stepping on the cat.
Only if the cat gets up the tunnel enough.
Okay. Hang on. This is quite a dice. I'll decide what I want to do.
Would you like to try catfishing with your legs?
Okay, can I feed my greatsword as a one action?
I'm sure you can sheathe your greatsword, yes.
Yep. I'll go catfishing, because I don't want to lose another window. I'm trying to find the cat and then I'm trying to swim out with the cat using my swimming...
What, so you're going to go down the hole? Or you're just going to try to dangle your legs further down?
Well, I thought she was more into the water than the hole itself, I thought. Was that correct? Or
No, she was literally dropped down the hole.
I'm going to... it's going to be 2 fights, I feel. But...
Do you have rope?
I have rope on me.
Would you like to tie some rope to yourself and drop the other end down for weight?
Yeah, why not? You should actually do that.
What are you using as a weight?
Me?
So you're tying yourself to the end and dropping yourself down the rope?
No, I'm going to tie one end of the rope to me.
Yep. And what are you using as a weight? Because if you just have a rope, it doesn't really go very far without a weight, because it is fairly buoyant.
Don't look at me.
I was about to say using the halfling.
I was tempted, don't worry, I was tempted. What have I got that's heavy enough? Without trying to hurt people.
You can use a piston if you've got them.
Yeah, I've got a climbing kit. I should know what I've hidden. So I'll use a... Oh yeah, so tie one to myself, tie one to the hidden, and throw it down and see if I can... See if my...
Okay.
friend...
No roll required, you get that done.
Okay.
I trust you know what you're doing.
I just go, cat person, grab it.
Of course, cat person can't hear you because cat person is underwater.
It doesn't
But you feel better by saying it.
I do feel better by saying it, so that's okay.
Yeah, we should have put a little bit of feather on the end of the string and dangle in front of the cat.
Well, if that cat will use it. No.
Okay, so Willie, you have your challenge accepted.
How far away is he from
He is about 10 feet from you, doing his prancing pose.
Doing his riposte?
Well,
Yeah.
my character says, I am Lord Willie Won Kenobi. You are...
I am Gira's Ripperclaw.
Gira's Ripper Claws.
Fear my claws, he says with his 2 blades.
You are a worshipper of Ugathoa.
I do not worship anything.
Good man. Good man.
The gods suck.
Good man! Good man! It's sad that we have to fight. It's sad.
So, you said that, well, how many religious icons are on you?
Yes, exactly. How I feel about the gods has not been
Pleasant.
Well, there's no misunderstanding between me and the gods. They know how I feel.
Which is why they give him such delightful conditions to come back with.
Yes. But yes, I'll give him a nod. And basically after the conversation, I'm assuming that's my go.
Mm-hmm.
Good old quality banter. You got that good banter.
Oh, everything he said, I'm like, I agree with that. Oh, do we really have to be enemies? Oh, come on, really?
Okay, so
Will you
Attack me!
Parry starts clapping in the background, going, "Hoo-ha! Yay! Yay! Huzzah!
Shut up, Parry.
Murder them!
Yeah,
Kill them! Stab them!"
I knocked the guy out, I killed the pets, and I'm going to fight a guy I absolutely agree with. This is just getting worse and worse and worse.
Okay, so Andre.
Isn't it more like slap them, drag them over the coals?
As you
Rest their face.
as you reach the surface, you realise that you're not alone.
Yes, I have Fraser who's always with me.
Unfortunately, Pharasma doesn't seem to be this deep.
Yeah.
As you see a jaw the size of a four-wheeled cart in the water near you. So that means that the width of the mouth is 10 feet wide.
Jesus.
The teeth themselves are at least 6 to 8 feet in length.
So when they open the mouth wide, the teeth barely leave enough room for anything to get in.
No, the mouth can open more than.
Okay, so we're talking like a.
So say the mouth can open this big.
Yeah.
The teeth are that big.
Oh, okay.
But those teeth that big are almost 8 feet in length.
Right.
So think Megalodon opening in its mouth.
Yeah. Also, are they kind of like the teeth like an anglerfish, which are more meant to catch fish, or not like a
Think of it much like you see a feline sort of teeth where they're all pointed to stab into the prey and hold the prey.
Okay. So it's not like a fish eating. Oh, like this creature on the card here. Those kind of teeth.
Yep, those sort of teeth.
Right. Yeah, they're holding teeth.
Is that an aboleth? That's not an aboleth, is it?
Okay, so what would you like to do? You know, I gave you a free action of rising to the surface.
Yep.
With the rest of the refuge. As you can see, the pile of water falling into the area behind you.
Yes. So is it falling out of a hole in the wall, or is it from the roof?
There is a pipe that is about 10 feet down from the roof, and the pipe is more than 60 feet above the water level that you fell into.
How did critter get up there?
I really wish I had some spider climbing skills. Bloody bugs. So that thing with the angry teeth.
Yep.
How far away is it?
It's probably about 10 feet from you, which means it's easily within its range.
Okay. I'm going to see if I could do a Luke Skywalker with the Rancor. With my helmet, I am going to ready it. That's to basically. I'm not sure if it's going to be strong enough to annoy it for a little bit.
Oh yeah, by the way, you also get to make a fortitude saving throw now that you're on the top of the water. It is absolutely filthy here.
Yeah, I expected that.
Stench.
Get used to it after a while. I've been through two gas tanks and you get
that
used
is
to
a 33 upgraded.
There's a 33 upgraded. Okay, so you went from a success to a critical success.
Cool.
Well, he didn't actually get a critical success without the upgrade. Which means he was close to actually failing. So yes.
Let me guess, it has noticed me, hasn't it?
It has noticed you, yes. You can see it's one of its tentacles rising up 40 feet into the air.
Does the tentacle have a glowing light on it?
What was it?
Does the tentacle have a glowing light on it?
No, it's not the angular style one.
No.
Okay.
Well, you've readied an action to do stuff, which means you've taken up 2 actions, which means you only have 1 action left. You need to also declare your trigger and action.
Yeah, I've got to see this. Oh, shit. So, I can see a tentacle, and I can see it's got its gnarly teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying. I will do the, with my, what I've been doing with my reaction is, if it's going to shove its, if it's going to bite me or eat me or whatever, I'm going to actually shove the halberd in to jam it. Unfortunately, this is not going to protect me if it uses the tentacle to wrap around me, but it will cause me to react if it does try to use the tentacle to put it in the
Ross, basically you need to declare the actual, you've declared 3 triggers there, you can only have 1 trigger.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I'm being put in its mouth or it's kind of, if I'm going to be eaten...
if you're going to be eaten... You can have the, if I'm going to be eaten, be the trigger. A bite is not eating you. Unless it's trying to swallow you, it's not trying to eat you.
Okay, so if I'm going to be put anywhere near its mouth, if I can physically be able to jam the halberd in...
Again, your trigger here is stating if you're going to be put. So if it moves to you and not move you to it, that doesn't trigger. Your wording needs to be rather specific for these sort of tactical things. I will happily tell you the failings of your tactical movement, but I'm trying not to run your character for you.
Yeah. Well...
Which is where the halfling was waiting for it to come closer. It didn't have to come closer, but the halfling didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, hold on. If it moves, hit it.
If it comes within melee range, you hit it. Fine, that's a good example, okay? That's why you did it.
But he wanted to do a throw, which meant he didn't really want it in...
No, I don't want to do a throw.
No, we're talking about the halfling.
Oh,
and how the trigger didn't work for it. So what's your trigger?
Well, my intention is to basically jam my halberd to stop it biting. So, if it gets within melee range of...
If he gets within melee range, you want to have a attack where you're trying to jam the weapon in its mouth.
Yes.
Okay. Now that we have a trigger, we can move on. Jasper, you feel something come down towards you. Give me a reflex saving throw.
Reflex saving throw?
Would be a very interesting time to roll a 1.
Yes, yeah.
What's that? I don't need that eye.
What's that? Why is my dunk? Ow, my dome. 24.
24. Okay, you feel the piton slide past you and the rope pulling against you as it goes past.
Can I try and grab it?
Yes.
I grab it.
You grab it. And I will ask Mark if you'd like to use a reaction to stop letting rope down. Now that you've... Well, you feel slack, not tension.
Okay. I'll stop putting it down then, if that's okay. Yeah,
yes. Because, it's got a weight, it's always got tension.
Okay, yeah. I'm just thinking if I felt kind of more tension than usual.
If you felt more tension than usual, that would mean that you wouldn't be continuing to let rope down and you're at the end of the rope.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you're continually continuing lowering it to try to get it down to the cat.
Yeah.
You're sort of letting it go until it stops being pulled. So yes, you now have hold of it. Okay, so back to M. What would you like to do? You feel tension come back into the rope.
And I like try and like pull on the rope, make like reel it in my hands, try and do something like that.
You can feel that it is solidly caught at the other end.
Can I try climbing up the rope?
You
from
can.
Where I am?
It is an athletics check with quite a low DC now.
But I actually have some purchase to.
Yes, no slippery pipe to stop you from going up.
Well, lucky the DC might be low because that's under average roll. 15.
Okay, so as you're pulling up, you find yourself coming up between a pair of legs.
Know where you haven't been before.
And yes, you weren't that far down that if all you were doing was scrambling up, you would have reached the legs in a round or two.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got gold, so that's the thing.
And so yes, you're able to clamber out over Scar. And get yourself back into lovely oxygen.
I could just picture that in my head.
And you're damn sure you're not going to be able to get that smell out of your nose for weeks now.
Yep. Yeah.
That taste out of your mouth.
No, that you just keep licking things until that goes.
I'm pretty sure I would like to stop
Catholic,
precipitating myself before I start licking myself clean. That's fine.
You're right, you're dog. Dog should have cat, it'll try to got snack boxes.
Okay, so that brings us to down in the water. Okay, so
I need to get away from this pipe.
Andre, you get this sinking feeling as something wraps around your legs.
Thought so.
Because these things have intellect.
Mm.
And then not to trigger your reactions.
No, it's not that. It's like he has this thing presented like that.
Yeah.
And blade up, so he grabs the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be 9 points of bludgeoning damage. And then you feel it constrict around you. Give me a fortitude saving throw.
Yeah, that's one of my best. Ah! I'm less tonight. That's again a 33 upgraded.
33 upgraded, so that becomes a critical success. You do not take extra damage from its constriction. Because it would have just done. So you are holding it. You are holding your own against it. As its third action, it does a opposed athletics check. You get a disadvantage on this check because you're in the water and don't have purchase.
Yeah, and I don't have what was it the marina or whatever they
Mariner.
Mariner. Yeah. That's a 20.
That's a 20. Okay. You find yourself underwater.
Aren't I glad that I've got that bloody potion?
Yeah.
Yes, but now it's all dark. You can't actually see anything around you. Because your dark vision does not work in this water. Okay, so that brings us to Dune.
Right.
You've seen the catfishing worked.
Yes. And now, we're not going down there, so I can only go into the room where
Willie
went.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as you walk in, you hear Parry saying, "Don't interrupt. It's a duel."
Duel. There's two of them?
Yes, there is Willie in a aggressive-looking stance and a were-rat with two blades out, looking like a professional swordsman.
How many actions does it take me to get into that room?
It would take you 3 actions.
So I am in the room and that's what I see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
The
that
shield's still
now
up, that's one thing, and the javelin's in the hand, that's the other thing.
now brings us to the were-rat. Okay, it takes a step towards you and does a pirouette attack. Didn't roll too well, so it hit an armor class of 29.
Still good enough.
Okay, he does a single point of damage.
What?
He does a scratch on you. He actually doesn't seem to be trying to kill you.
That's got you confused.
I don't want to kill this guy either. He's a great guy. I was like, I agree with everything he said so
Ooh,
far.
go non-lethal then. Because you didn't kill the other two guys.
The other one guy.
Oh well.
Well, the other guy is currently sobbing in Parry's arms.
There was 2 of them. I knocked one out. The other one's like, oh, you killed my pets. I feel so bad about that.
Hey, it's almost like Star Wars all over again.
Yes.
War trauma without actually being horrific.
Yes. These moral things, I hate them.
Okay. And he does a whole huzzah!
I'll get this Princess Bride buzz here.
And that brings us to Scar. What does Scar do? Do you pick up your cat and run?
Well, Scar needs to pull up the rope and put it all in his backpack. Can that be one action or not?
I can say you can do that in an action because, hey, the cat was coming up with it.
Okay. Can I have a free action? Did you see Andre? I asked the cat.
Yep.
And wait for an answer next round.
She can give a one-word answer if she'd like.
Can I shake my head in in the negative, like shaking a no?
You can even say hell no if you wish to.
more like gurgle a little bit. I just shake my head. I don't want to open my mouth right now.
There's lumps on your whiskers.
Delicious. Yeah, I don't feel great. I might not be sick, but I don't feel great.
Okay, so I've had my don't know where Andre is now.
Is your rage still up, or has it dropped because you're not being in combat?
No, it doesn't work like 5th edition, so it's up there for a minute. So.
Okay, that's why I thought it up. So you're still angrily doing stuff, like you're angrily curling up your robe, you're angrily putting it in the backpack, you're angrily asking about Andre.
Can I angrily pick up the cat and go to where
Yes, you can angrily pick up the cat and stalk towards the others.
Yeah,
because you're raging.
Yeah.
Just
I'll pick up this one action, I'll pick up the cat, and then I can, when I rage, I get 40 feet of movement. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And you move to the opening with your angry steps.
And I go, and I look and go, why is Parry cutting on that other rat? I kind of give Parry a look of like a sign.
You can't actually see Parry yet, you haven't moved far enough.
Okay, cool. Well, that's my action anyway.
You have a full another move required to do that. But you angrily missed out on seeing Parry cuddling a rat.
I'll wait till next round. Okay.
Okay, so that brings us back to Willie.
That's going to really take my head getting wrapped around this. Harry
is weird.
So it's Willie's go.
My character sort of, just taking a little nick on his cheek. He sort of looks at the blood and goes, nice. as he licks it clean. I'll take that as an action. And yeah, I'm going to go non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll one single attack. I'll basically step in and I'll go for a effectively a body punch.
Mhm.
And we'll see how we go. Oh, shit. Right. No. So... Fuck. Alright. So I cancel my inner upheaval, which I think willing a spell, it's not really a spell, but a spell to cease, I think that is an action in itself. It's like 2 actions.
Mm.
So the one punch is basically all I've got left for my 3 action. So... Alright, so I get what's that? 33.
33. Okay. As you're going in for the punch, you see him react to it, and using both his rapier and his dagger, move your hand out of the way and past him. As he does a parry.
Really?
A reaction parry. If he had rolled lower, he could have had a counterattack parry.
My character steps in with the punch. He guides me away.
Yep.
Right, and my character just looks at him and goes, gives him a thumbs up. That was awesome. What the hell was that? That's my go.
Which then brings us to Parry, who starts clapping.
You're not helping.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
You're not helping.
Go for the eyes! You're not sure who he's cheering for.
Yeah, I do. I know who he's cheering for.
Okay, Andre, you're feeling like you're being flushed.
Being what?
You feel like you're being flushed. You're basically deep in the water.
Yeah. Okay. Can I attack the tentacle?
You can try. Give me a flat check on a d20. No bonuses, just the d20 roll.
Okay. That's an 18.
You can now attempt to make an attack roll. Basically, if he's trying to do anything with too much stuff or being grabbed, you can actually fail. You always have to make a check to see if you can actually do anything.
Don't get grabbed.
Grab is quite nasty.
There's advantages of being 3 foot tall.
And it also scales with levels, so you don't actually get any bonuses at 20 level that you don't get at first level. What'd you get?
I am rolling good tonight. That is a 31 upgraded.
Okay, a 31 upgraded means it is not a card critical, it is just a critical hit.
Oh, why aren't you rolling? I'm gonna roll d10. Okay. Doing, and then double it?
And then double it, yes.
Doing 10 points of damage.
What's that?
I rolled crap on the damage.
10 points of damage?
Yeah. That's, piercing.
Okay, so yes, you do hit it. You think it's going, oh. And that is one action. What would you like to do with your next action?
So if I wanted to try to break free, it's going to be a strength versus strength check, correct?
Athletics versus athletics check.
And karaoke roll for the Queen.
Or at least my athletics isn't that fantastic.
And you get a disadvantage on the check because you're underwater.
Yeah.
This is where a short sword or dagger comes in handy.
Yeah.
Would you like to make an attempt?
No. I'm going to continue. So can I do another attack on the tentacle?
You do. Give me another flat check.
Yeah. Which is that's a 17.
That's a 17. Okay, you get to make the attack roll now.
And what was it? For a second attack, what's what I minus?
You're minus 5.
5. Okay. Cool. So that's that calculated. Ooh.
If you were using a light weapon, there would be no check involved.
What, like a short sword or a dagger?
Oh, the thing is, I already had the helmet out.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I didn't try to draw one of my daggers out. That's 18.
That's an 18. Okay, you apparently off the surface and didn't actually make it through.
Yeah.
Apparently this low you seem to have hit some debris on the way. What about your final action? A prayer to the gods of split parties?
Well, I didn't want to be split.
Well, you soon will be.
No one ever really wishes to split.
What could go wrong?
Oh, split the party. Ooh, that means...
Just that they had a decent trap set up.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
If you had access to a sewer system with these sort of things in it, would you do that?
Yeah, I'd use them. And because they're intelligent, you negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Which is why the younger one tries to shove the other people down the hole.
Yeah.
And then the big one doesn't have to hunt as much. Because it gets deliveries.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
Well, Sewer Dash.
Final action.
Oh,
This is
what the
future
hell?
armor.
I'm going to attack again.
Okay. Flat check first.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's me. That's a 15.
You get to make an attack roll now. It's a shame you get to use up all the really nice high rolls on your to see if you actually get an action.
Okay. So was it a minus
Minus 10.
10? So that's a 19.
That is a critical failure. What would you like to do with your critical failure? On a 31 upgraded, he only got a critical hit, meaning it was within its normal 10.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a critical failure. So what would you like to do with your critical failure, Ross?
I think probably the only one I can think of that's feasible is I've dropped the halberd.
Okay, the halberd is now out of your reach.
Yeah.
You've got this sinking feeling it's not coming back.
No.
Okay, so that brings us to Jasper. You are on a raging beast traveling through the sewers. You are covered in crap.
I'm going to at least prestidigitate around my face, so I think that would take at least probably
2 actions.
an action or 2.
Yes, and you make the crap fly.
Yeah, it's better than it being on my face. I can at least, like, talk now.
And you even got it out of your mouth too. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I got it, yep.
And the nose.
And the nose and my ears. I
And
probably
the eyes.
lost some of my feathers that were stuck in my fur, so I'm gonna have to fix that later on, but that's fine. And I say startledly, by the stars, why are you angrily carrying me this way?
Was there something I said?
And how does Scar respond? Hulk smash?
Yeah, that's all I said.
Okay. So you were being hushed.
gosh, okay.
As we move over to the Mother of Ultraloops, as it tries to squish our cleric once again, give me a fortitude saving throw.
That's a 29.
29. Okay, this time you take damage. You take, that is 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna be dead before they get down here.
Says we're going down.
And then there is a athletics check as it's trying to position you where its mouth is. So you get to make an opposed athletics check.
Yeah, sorry, 46. Yeah, that's a 20.
Okay, with its 36, it critically succeeds. As it has now brought you up to its mouth, it's going to do a bite attack on you. Okay, so that is 35.
I'm dead. That's a crit.
That's a crit.
Well, versus 22.
So that is 18 points of piercing damage. Are you still alive?
Oh. Yeah, I'm still alive.
That's 46 damage all up so far. But you have to make...
74 was my thing, so that drops me down to...
You're now
down to
bloody.
28.
And you get to make a fortitude saving throw.
I really need to put in a decent healing damage thing instead of using a bloody slide bar.
You do have a -2 on fortitude saving throws within its aura, even though you succeeded.
A -2.
Yes, a -2 to your fortitude saving throw. It would have been worse if you were actually affected by the aura.
It was got a 29, so -2, it's now a 27.
Okay, you feel yourself sickened.
Roll a new character. We'll give him we'll go back to his god.
Well, if we weren't underwater, I would be casting spells at the bloody thing.
Hey, for something that is smart, holding you underwater while it's attacking you is quite smart. Okay, so that brings us to Doom.
So Parry doesn't want me to intervene with this honor
Sure.
jewel.
He's just sitting and watching.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You get a comfy spot next to a sobbing we're at. Someone complaining, it sort of pauses for a moment and says, "Killer! Bad person! Kill bad pets!"
You got a bit of cheese?
Yes. Okay. And then starts hugging you as well.
You're trying to make me feel even worse, aren't you?
Well, it was obviously their pets.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Scar, who's angry. Oh, actually, I'll do the wearer first. He does a flourish with the blades, giving you a will saving throw.
Will saving throw.
Yep.
You will make a saving
Not
throw.
exactly my best saves, but that's not bad. So 28.
What pretty blades! As he his armor class 20. Well, it's actually you've got advantage on that one now. 28 was the better roll.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay, as you're watching the spinning blade, you feel a slice along your arm, and he does another point of damage.
Bloody hell!
Huzzah! He says. Huzzah! He has stabbed you again.
Bastard.
Do you make meat trays? Do you make meat trays? I was here a fortnight ago and the meat tray delivered there.
The man has exceptional luck when it comes to that stuff.
I'm surprised you didn't win 2. You only won 1 today.
And that brings us to Scar. Scar, you want to angrily stomp into the room.
Yeah, angrily stomped at Mark. Mick only got one meat tray. I just texted him about it too.
As you angrily stomp into the room, you see that the party is saying, "Don't interrupt. They're having a duel."
And do I see this hugging of Dom as well?
You see Dom being hugged by a rat. It's obviously not an attack because the rat is sobbing.
Yeah. It's destroy it.
Okay, well, I'll run in the room with my action, I'll say.
And you're going to angrily put down the cat?
From the cat! The fur will fly!
Well, he has to do everything angrily because he's currently raging.
So I angrily, softly, I'm not sure that's possible, put down the cat next to the rat man and Dom.
You might want to word that a little bit better.
Dumped from 6 point.
Because saying putting down the cat can come down with a completely different connotation.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone, Martin, let that fly.
Okay, so yes,
I'm going to put down the cat in a nice manner, not in an angry manner, okay? And then I'll look at Willie and...
You angrily look at Willie?
Well, I look at Willie and then I angrily look at this other thing, and I just go... What the F is going on? I ask out
You know that angry voice.
Angry being... Can I... Oh, I've got intimidating gaze.
You want to intimidate both of them? Sure.
No, I'll just do one, I think. So hang on, let me just double check what it does before I finish my turn. If it doesn't do what I think it does, I'll let it go.
You're raging, you can't let it go.
I've written down every other feed I've got, but this one for some reason.
You put your left foot in, you put your other foot out. Yes, but that would have been an attack, and that would have been a little bit outside of the angry doing stuff. That would have been angrily attacking.
Yeah, I don't think that does much. Demoralise with a mere gaze. Aware. I don't know if that's going to... I'm just going to give the...
So you wish to interfere in the duel?
I don't know. Look, no one's told me I shouldn't yet.
Parry did. Parry said... Yeah, Parry did as you walk into the room.
Parry, I just go... Look with a kind of a side head go... What's going on down here?
And he says, again, I say they're dueling.
Hurry up, Willie, I say out loud. Okay.
And you get a rather angry sort of, hurry up,
Willie. Have a good all night.
And if I'm going to just put it out there, if that rat person tries to hug me, there's going to be issues, okay?
Okay. Yeah. And you angrily glare at the rat person. So it is...
Give a kind of, go away, kind of, yeah.
I got
Yes, you stare daggers.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Willie.
Alright.
You have been beaten twice.
Yes, Nick here, Nick there. Like, I give him a Hadoken. I'm only doing stunning damage. I'll add in the stunning blow as well. Chances are, from what I'm getting, I'm probably not going to hit him, but we'll see. drops, doesn't it? So I've got so it is a 31, and then 12 is a 23 on my
2 attacks.
2 attacks.
Okay, on the first attack, he does a direct it out of the way with his blades again.
He doesn't have to roll.
Sorry, Martin. I'm finding it a bit hard to hear with the
Crosstalk.
Mike and Ariadne. It's just coming through the mic a lot today.
Ariadne, could you move into another room, please?
Sorry, guys.
Which means
It's just coming through a lot today.
Well, I turned it up so we could actually hear us over the people online, because when we were playing back the videos, this was almost a murmur to everyone else shouting.
Yeah.
I think it's more noticeable because you fixed up the mics properly. So
someone
yeah,
has
sorry.
been tweaking them on me without me knowing. Okay.
And now...
Can you get my dice from under you?
Oh, there it is! Aha! Here we go.
Okay, what did we... We got an 11, so that would definitely be a counter.
So he knocks that away. And what about my other one?
And your other one misses.
Jesus Christ.
I have a suspicion that if you were to stop, so would he.
You don't know.
Because he certainly got the first blood.
You don't know my character. Character's a bit of a shit for brains when it comes to this sort of stuff.
He's also very persistent to the point he's had both of his hands and feet broken to the point of being actually in casts for quite a few months of game time.
They had to be splintered together with metal pins.
He can never let it go.
And that's going to be, I imagine, a critical miss.
What did you get?
It's going to be a 12.
It's a 12. That will be a critical miss.
So
was it a 1?
No.
Okay.
No. But I will, as the critical miss, I'm assuming, like I've gone for the double hit. He's parried one, I've missed with the other. As I've come through, I've gone for maybe a reverse elbow, and he's just effectively
Stepped out of the way.
and I've overextended and lost balance. So I'll
Because you can only parry one attack on a round.
and I'll forego
It's a reaction.
I'll forego an action next round.
Okay.
So on one-on-one he can fight well, but against 2-on-1 he can't.
But as he does that, and I come to face him again, my character's got a big grin on his face. He's got a big smile.
Okay, so Parry keeps cheering and going, Ripper Claw, Ripper Claw.
Shut up, Harry. I hate you.
So am I out of character for Parry?
Not at all.
Okay, I thought not. Okay, so Andre,
Maybe a little bit more like Ripper Claw with this sort of more sexual connotation to it, but yes. Go Ripper Claw.
Oh God, this is Ripper Cheek.
Okay, so that brings us to Andre. You are underwater. You do not have your halberd. You are grappled, and you are being numbed on.
Yep. No.
What is your next thing to do? You are also unable to speak to cast spells.
No, but I can draw out my holy weapons and attack with them.
Which holy weapons is that?
Daggers.
Okay.
If I'm going to die, I'm going to be dying with at least plasma in my heart.
Okay, so to draw your first dagger will be a flat check, because it is considered a manipulate action to draw a weapon.
Yeah.
This is how devastating it can be. So yes, you draw the dagger. You wish to draw the second dagger.
Actually, I don't.
Because you said daggers, I was assuming there were two.
I've got daggers on me, but I'm just trying to think it. it wouldn't make any difference because I'll still only be attacked. I don't have the ability to. I don't have a advantage to attack with 2 at the same time.
In which case, then you can do your attack with 1. There is no flat check with your dagger.
Yeah.
Because it is a light weapon.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 25.
At 25, you seem to stab directly onto the tentacle, and it feels as if you have one of those retractable blades. It doesn't go in. That's action number 2. What is action number 3?
I'm going to attack again.
Okay, -4 to the roll due to the fact it is an agile weapon. You've got to remember all these things.
Again, 24.
Again, it feels like you have a spring on this weapon. It's not doing anything. Maybe you forgot to sharpen it this morning.
Maybe I should have some magical weapons.
Which then moves us to Jasper. You have been angrily put down, as the statement said.
And the vet is not very happy. But I'm still healthy.
Are you still there, Em?
Sorry, yes, I am.
What would you...
They mercilessly dumped on the ground.
Angrily, not mercilessly.
Oh, sorry, angrily, in my perception, mercilessly dropped on the ground. Thankfully, cats tend to land on their feet. And literally, I have. I think it's actually a specialty of being a thing. It's called being a cat folk. It's called land on your feet. Mm-hmm. So I cannot. I take half full damage and I'm not prone. So I literally have landed on my feet. Hearing what Perry has said about the jewel and seeing Lily skillfully having his attacks diverted. I'm going to start continuing to clean myself. I'll find some more feathers out of my bag and start putting them in my fur and just, generally tidying myself up while this, this jewel goes on.
And as Willie is currently slightly distracted, oh, that's right, it's not up to him yet. We're up to now the water and the construction. As we have Andre make a fortitude saving throw against being squeezed and popped.
And put it in the mouth and down.
That's a 29.
Okay, so that is 11 points of constricting damage.
It's, yep.
And then it tries to numb you. Okay, would a 35 hit?
My AC is 22.
Okay, so that's a critical hit. Almost minimum damage on the dice. So that is 38 points of damage.
Oh, there's only 17 left.
And to think of considering going down there after him, but...
Okay, so don't worry, something will happen on your next action. As we're now on to June. As you're watching this duel happen before you.
I mean, part of me is thinking, do I get my sling out or I just make it interesting and throw rocks at him?
Well, you do currently have a where at something when you're eating cheese.
Yeah.
Luckily you had some.
Yeah, well, so I offered the cheese to him. Then again, I'm a smuggler, and these guys come in handy.
These guys know lots of secrets.
Well, rats are good when it comes to that sort of thing.
Hang on. My other glasses. What am I looking for? I've got cultural adaptability. What's quiet allies?
I have to look that one up, but I wouldn't be able to roll off the top of my head. It will belong to one of the books. It will have a page number after it.
No, you didn't write anything. Because mature animal companion is page 159, 155 for trackless journey, Scout's warning is 159.
Well, I did most of them.
Yep, page 61 for cultural adaptability, which in my case is riding.
What number? 1.
Allies are just for stealthing, man.
Just for stealthing?
So you can actually do a group stealth.
Oh, no, I can make everybody else quieten down.
Yep. You could have done the group check.
That would have been good.
Yes.
Okay, so
in
in that case, we might finish the duel with the guy doing a with you being distracted. He goes in for an advantage strike, which is good because the first roll was a 3. Then it was an 18.
Nice.
So he gets a 38.
Well, it's really enough.
Okay,
That's
and he does the slight cut on the nose. And he goes, huzzah, I win!
The character...
You've been humbled.
The character bows. Good fight.
And he puts his blades down and says, and if you hadn't have killed the rats, he would have not left the cuts.
Okay, goes. I deserve them.
1 cut per rat, he says.
I deserve them. But my character steps forward, offers his hand,
He shakes.
and says, "Good to meet you. You're not what I was expecting."
No one ever is.
Hmm.
Very few people come this way and leave. I'm a rats. They try to kill me. I give them always the chance of first attack. Unless, of course, they agree to a duel, in which case then I make them regret their decisions.
Okay, sort of wiping the blood off his face, going, yes.
So I turn and look at Jasper. Cats and rats don't get on, do they?
Jasper looks up at the rat folk and kind of shrugs and is like, there isn't, we have, like people in our clan. I don't see why I should take issue here. And goes back to fixing himself up.
Ripper Claus does say that if we had limited resources, there would be more infighting. But as there's this so many extra bodies coming down the canals.
Really? Why?
Apparently there's some sort of disease running rampant up there.
Of course.
Would you like some cheese?
He pauses for a moment and going, are you trying to get me to bed?
No. I'm not him, pointing at Parry.
Oh, Parry! I've seen him many a time. I've even still got some of his family portraits in my room.
Yeah.
The guy I knocked out, I'll go over and pick him up, sort of carry him over to probably Parry, and say, if you...
Parry more than happily gives him a hug and...
Oh, well, he's unconscious, so my character's basically saying, could you
Revivify.
use your...
touch?
No, your battle medicine or your medicine on the rat.
Okay. So he does some revivifying with his touch.
And again, I apologise to the other rats. So look, they attacked me and I defended myself, and But I apologise. I probably went a bit overboard. Well, I did go overboard.
A little overboard, and a lot overboard is not much room for error there. Rivicula says.
No.
While this is happening, can I go walk up to Willie and whisper in his ear saying, I think Andre drowned.
And you hear this very angry, I think Andre drowned.
Hey, I want to stop raging now.
You said for a minute you were still going to be raging up until that point. A minute is 10 rounds. You have done 5.
Okay. Not draconic voice, but very kind of dragon-like voice like that.
I apologise, but it appears one of my group has gone missing.
Do you know where he went? He says.
I look at this guy.
If I hear that, I go, he fell in the water.
He got flushed.
Ooh, yeah, possibly. Where does that go?
That goes about 100 feet down into a reservoir with a rather big otehr in there.
Oh.
She sort of deals with the trash.
And
gets rid of any incriminating evidence we may have.
So I'm
is
assuming.
there any way we get down there without going through the water?
Oh, it's about a 2-day trip.
Yeah, that'd be just in time to save him.
But hey, I'm sure pointing out that you killed her child will definitely make things easier. He says, looking at Scar.
Oh, really?
I didn't kill the child.
Being sarcastic? Is that sarcasm?
He says, yes, that would be sarcasm.
That's my least favourite thing, that is sarcasm.
Oh, that's a Lexi sale, that is. Jerksy Biloxi.
Though, I will then flash over to an Andre scene while you're having these discussions.
Yes.
Andre, you find yourself a bit wet in the boneyard before Pharasma having her look down at you and just shake her head.
It happens.
I got flushed.
Yes, it's a rather crappy thing to happen to you, she says.
Yeah, probably the worst one ever.
And so much like your previous death, she says.
She is not the goddess of comedy, that's for sure.
Yes, I am cursed to die a
Degrading death?
degrading death.
Let's see how life number 3 goes. I'm sure it won't go any worse, she says. Though, unfortunately, you're going to have a new body as you sort of got your old one eaten.
This is the disadvantage.
On the plus side, I don't have to detoxify my organ, get rid of any plagues or anything like that from it.
Though the unfortunate thing is you'll be leaving your memories behind of your previous life yet again. Because you do not take your previous lives with you into your next, just the knowledge of service.
Yes.
As it is a curse as well as a gift.
As you wish, my lady.
So yes,
Where shall I be sent to?
I shall send you to work for the Sir Willie. Because, well, she's keeping an eye on him. He's died too many times.
I've done a lot.
So yes, next thing you know, you have a naked Andre appearing in the room. Except he looks different.
How do you know it's Andre?
So he resembles Andre, but
But
the
different.
skin is lighter or darker, and hair's different style, and maybe
Different sort of facial structure, but the same sort of
Andre-ness.
yep, weirdness of the already dead still walking. Because unlike before, you didn't realize Andre is completely asexual.
Oh, okay.
The dead cannot reproduce.
Is he wearing anything?
No, he's naked.
There's no equipment, no nothing.
That's still down the hole.
We're not going after that. Andre, you've returned.
Here's a stick.
Do you wish to keep the name Andre, or do you wish to be called something else?
My character knows him as well.
I'll actually now be called Aziz.
As was.
Aziz! Right, Aziz!
How about as was?
More like.
As was.
Okay, Aziz.
As is. Oh, he is as is, isn't he? Here, this is a javelin.
And you recognise Willie simply by the name of you had a mental image of what he looked like. That's the only person you recognise in the room.
What happened, Aziz? I assume your the lady of the boneyard sent you back.
Sir Willie, I have no recollection other than your name and your face.
Lord Willie. Not Sir, Lord. But he smiles when he says it. Just call me Willie. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Really like it.
So you don't remember anything?
Can Star walk up and just go, and then Sir Star to you too?
In an angry fashion.
In an angry fashion.
Yes. Remember, when you're raging, I will keep pushing that.
It's Sir Star!
Call me Lofty.
I will, inside my jacket, I'll pull out the holy symbol of Pharasma that was given to me, and I'll give it to Aziz. Say, I think you're going to need this if you're going to worship appropriately.
Thank you, Willie.
As is, you look unarmed. Here, take a javelin.
Okay.
And I find whatever clothes I have in my adventure pack, that's not my armour, I'll just make some sleeping clothes. I will give it to...
You mean you actually wear clothes when you sleep? Not anymore, I give them away.
Yes.
I gave them away now.
He doesn't not wear clothes or anything.
Nope.
I don't have a spare set of clothes.
Hey, I got a jacket he can borrow. I'm only 3 foot tall. It'll fit his leg.
My character pulls out a bag and hands it to Aziz and says, there's some money. When we get out of here, we should go by a shop and you can buy what equipment you can.
Technically, if he goes to the Temple of Pharasma, they will always re-equip him.
I don't know that.
No, that's for Ross's knowledge, which his character would know. It's the boon of not being accepted by anywhere is the Church of Pharasma will always see to his base needs.
Yeah. There's no need for that. I just need to go back to the church.
Very well. Then we will pass by the church at our earliest opportunity.
Okay, so I will say that we will call it a night at this point, as you guys will have more to talk with Ripper Claws next session.
Yes, much
because
more.
there is more to find out about his industry.
Yes.
As you have managed to successfully not die.
Not for want of trying, but yes. My character feels so bad about killing the...
I know, it was funny.
Like, what?
Look, honestly, if I didn't have that other tentacle, I would have killed him as well, so don't worry.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go to end credits and we can chat.